Oh wait. Oh wait. What did I do?
He clicked it.
I clicked it.
We're
I
live
didn't mean
now.
to actually. I think we are live. Hold on. If I end this, can I go back in? Oh well, screw it. Who cares? Hi, Patreon people
we lost
watching.
Justin already.
Wait, again?
We lost Justin
I
already.
can't. Oh
He
my
left.
God! 2 seconds in, and we're already lost. We're a man down.
Is he back?
What's going on?
There he is. There he is.
All right. So whenever you're ready to start the actual show, or you want to banter for a minute?
Hang on,
I mean,
let me get
Just-
these figures real
yeah.
quick.
yeah.
Shake,
Let Justin.
shake everything out. Like, make sure you got all your stuff that you want to talk about. Like, how's everyone's day going?
It's
Well,
better
Nate's
now.
got respiratory infection, so
Yeah.
from drywalling. Do you have to do that all the time, or is that a kind of rare?
It's kind of rare. It's usually not that bad, but
So you see it on the worksheet, and you're like, "Oh fuck this!" Is it one of those things?
oh yeah, it's like you know you're gonna have a bad time.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I was like, you gotta be kidding me too, and especially because the way we get paid on those jobs is like different because of insurance companies.
Is it more or
geez.
worse, or just what?
It's lower.
Damn.
So
That sucks.
Yeah, harder work for less because of insurance companies. Miserable.
Yeah, Brian.
sucks.
Brian was the person who got bumped into the giveaway winnings because the OOTB boys were nice enough to
nice.
donate
Nice.
their
Yeah,
gift
I think we actually
Very
have one more
nice.
person. I have to go back and watch to see who was
Yeah, I was gonna do
before
that
Brian
tomorrow morning or something
because we had one person who was from Germany who decided that he wanted to bow out and give someone else his spot. So
yeah.
Wow.
gotta-
Shipping would have been like $24, and he said
Honestly,
if shipping was
I
like the
have-
price of the figure. I was like,
That's
okay.
I would have paid it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, he deserves it.
I'm gonna refund his next like 4 months of Patreon, so he gets it for free for a
At
couple
least
months. so-
one. At least.
I
one.
mean, that's a pretty good shipping rate for Germany.
Honestly, yeah, it's about that when I ship things to Canada for Papa Gord. So, I guess it depends on what I'm shipping, but still.
What I've done with
Ooh.
giveaways is if it's
got
someone
Robert
international,
Henry in
they don't
here?
want to pay the shipping. I just send them like the cost of the figure. I'll just like PayPal them $30 or something.
Oh, that's smart.
And
go buy it yourself.
If they are cool with that, or like
Nice.
I'll ask, hey, do you want $30 or do you want to pay 25 for shipping for this figure or something? So
So
Yeah.
usually that sounds like an easy choice.
yeah.
Well, I feel like if you're gonna pay them $35 for shipping, you might as well just ship them the figure. It costs you the same.
Yeah.
But then you got to get a box together, and then
I don't. Then I also don't have the
fine.
figure anymore too.
That's true. That's a good
So it's
point.
the figure.
That's a good point.
aren't there also like certain countries that will like hold the package
Yes,
for
there
long periods of time?
are custom. There are certain places that will hold it for customs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, do you want to put me and you on the bottom
Oh, I guess.
and the 3 guests on top? Am I
I guess.
right? Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Hey, I'm right in the middle now.
Oh, Robert
Look at
Henry.
you. Spotlight.
We got a live upgrade for Robert Henry to go
Nice.
to the paid live tier. So shout out
That's
to
what I like
Robert.
to hear.
Boom.
What I like to
there.
hear.
Boom. Look at that. We all look so small when I click on it. I like that.
We shrink down.
We shrink down. I never do that enough because I always forget to click on things because I'm a lazy dude.
POS.
Yeah, that's it. That's me. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's get started. This is going to be kind of a normal episode. We're going to start like always with some banter and then go into our our pickups,
I was about
our
to say, I don't
fine
have anything.
additions. No, I'm not. Actually, I still have things to give away. But
I have one. I have 1 or 2 I could give away. It's
well,
just
we're
do
only
I really want to.
we're only 5 Patreon people away from another giveaway. So,
Ooh,
fun fact.
I like
about
the sound of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Time for the scheduled banter.
Yeah, this is our structured banter time.
Nothing beats scheduled banter.
No. And we have to have fun. I specifically request it.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
So if we have 5 people, you can have all the fine additions you want. It's gonna take as long as it wants, but keep in mind that Landspeeder Luke you're gonna bail at what, like 45 minutes or so, half hour or so?
Something like that. Yeah,
something like that. All right,
we'll see.
Just put it in the chat, then we'll exit you out.
We will
give you an outro.
We'll miss you greatly. Then I figure we'll probably talk about 3D printing, since 3 of the people here do that now.
We're taking over.
Yeah.
We are.
Take over. It's now the.
We're gonna make our own show. Actually,
it's the 3D printing cantina.
Yeah. And then I figured we'd talk about kind of our highs and lows for 2023, and then
what we want to see going forward,
hopes and dreams for 2024, and that'll be it. And if we have time at the end, we can kick Justin out because he's not a real Star Wars fan. We can talk about Bad Batch, even though there's literally nothing to spoil in those 2 episodes. Because as fun as it was to watch new Star Wars content, literally nothing happened. Like 0 things happened.
Yeah.
It was like watching one of those classic cartoons where like everything just kind of goes back to the status quo at the end. So like the next episode you watch, you can watch it in any episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyways.
What kind of concerns me about the Bad Batch is that reviewers got the first 14 episodes on their screener.
All of them. Yeah.
All 16 or all? I think,
no.
Like IGN.
Just the first 14. You're right. No.
Yeah. And so you're like, okay,
just the first 14.
Just the first 14.
Just
That's
the first
it.
14.
So you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess nothing's happening this season.
I mean,
Yeah,
if nothing happened in the first 2 episodes,
right.
I'm kind of worried for episodes 3 through 17.
We'll see. Well, this is the kind of thing I want to save for the episode. This is episode worthy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we
Okay.
were on the episode.
No.
That's true.
We're not even on the episode right now, Luke. We haven't even started. I haven't said hi there. Welcome. I'm Mike, and you're listening to Black Series Cantina, episode 36. This is the first episode of a brand new year, and with me, I have, as always, could never do it without him. I don't even leave my house without him. He lives in my
Technically
pocket.
true.
This is my co-host Zach. Say hi, Zach.
Hello. Are you like shaming me for always texting or something?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. I just thought you were making it a
I'm
bad
not
thing
shaming
that-
you. I'm just.
You said I'm always in your pocket, like hitting like.
I think that too. I think I text too much. As well.
I don't
So
think anyone
feel-
texts too much. I
All
feel
right.
like that about me. Like
I know.
Fuck, Mike, stop texting.
I know Nate thinks
Especially if it's
that.
like 11 o'clock at my time, which is like 3 in the morning, Zach's time. But like I'm still up. If
That's
I'm
true.
still up, you should still be up.
Text me too much. Just kidding.
But happy New Year, Black Series Cantina listeners.
That's right.
What is a better way to kick off 2023 than having Nate and Justin from Out of the Basement and
That's right.
Landspeeder Luke join us on an episode?
What's up, guys?
Hey,
those-
now. Hey,
For those
now.
who are not in the know, we have a text group going on. So this is basically just a live version of our text group, and we call ourselves affectionately the Shill Squad
Assemble.
Shill Squad.
because we have all been accused of shilling for Hasbro at various times in our lives within the last year.
I mean, speak for yourself.
Yeah, right.
I am a shill.
Rancor Gate. Forever branded. We're like
Forever.
a minute in. I'm already bringing up the Rancor. That's how you know it's true.
100%. 100%.
That's how you know it's true.
That's right.
And you guys
How
can't
often
tell,
do you
but I'm
call it-
wearing everyone's merch just layered on my body right now.
Oh,
Badass.
that makes me feel
You
special,
better
Luke.
be.
That's right.
You'll have to guess which shirt is on top though.
I hope it's Out of the Basement, just because I think their shirt's more colorful than ours. Just because it has color in it.
That was good.
His
Yellow.
own merch.
It is yellow. It is yellow.
But we do have that mug, so Luke, you
That's
better be
true.
sipping from that mug.
That's true.
I can
You know,
hear
we're looking
it.
at doing hats.
I can hear it.
We're looking at doing hats, so they could be
Ooh.
wearing a hat. Yeah.
I heard that.
And as always, we are joined by some people from our Patreon who have subscribed to us. They support us at the Cantina band member or VIP level, which allows them to watch our live streams as we record them live. and that's fun. So they are in chat. We've got Robert Henry, Brian Eovatius, Wilbon, Landspeeder Luke Landspeeder Luke's here.
He's at 2 places at once. It's insane.
And he's there.
He's chatting.
Oh my God.
I feel like we have to jump in now. Hang on.
Right.
I like to hang
I need you guys in the
hang
chat.
down in the downstairs area with the people.
He's a man of the people.
Yeah. He's just one of us. Landspeeder Luke puts his Landspeeder on one leg at a time, just like everybody else.
I mean, he sells his dioramas for $7 shipped.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah. Oh
Ethan
my
is
God.
also in the chat. Sorry, I don't want to leave you out, Ethan. But yes, so Luke was just telling us about this. Tell us, Luke. Tell everybody about
Luke,
this. Please.
explain
This
the
is a good
situation,
story.
please.
Yes.
This is
Okay,
great.
so people don't like subscription services, and so a lot of people would rather pay per file on Etsy rather than subscribe to the Patreon. And at least twice a month, I'll get someone who buys a file, and then I'll get a message like a month later being like, "Hey, where's the tracking number for this?" And the one I got yesterday was for the I forget what the diorama. I think it was like the nesting crates, which is like 40 pieces painted, and he paid. It was a Black Friday sale, so he paid $7.20. And
Nice.
Etsy makes it really clear. Even if you don't, they have a like when you click on it across the bottom of the picture, it adds a digital watermark, so it's just this digital file. And then in my description, I have like twice, these are not physical files, or these are not physical prints, like you are downloading a digital STL file. And then when you buy it, it sends you an email saying, here's the link to download your files. And I still, this guy paid $7.20. And I think he was in Australia, and he thought he was getting a printed, painted diorama sent to him for $7.
In Australia for $7.
And now
That's a
I
deal.
have to like get on my Etsy account and go through the motions and refund him the $7 so I don't get a 1-star review from someone that thinks I ripped them off. So
Hey, reading is hard, okay?
Well, he's in Australia, so everything's upside down.
it's true.
It's just a prison island anyway.
It sounds
And $7 Australian is worth a lot more.
It's like
True.
that's like 86 US dollars.
Dollary dues is actually what they call them.
Yeah, the
right.
dollary dues.
Well, how is everyone's Christmas and New Year? We haven't. I guess it's just been a normal amount of time for us, but we haven't had you on in a while.
true. You guys were actually all just on the other day.
Yeah.
So we literally all just talked on our stream. So
Yeah.
now we're going through
But
it again.
we're in the Black Series Cantina cinematic universe. So I don't know if
That's
it's
not
canon
canon.
to each other. Yeah, I don't know if
It's a crossover.
it's kind of how Spawn
spin-off.
Batman is canon to Spawn, but Spawn isn't canon to Batman. If that makes sense. With the whole like lace face battering thing, like that happened to Spawn, but Batman never did that in the Batman universe.
Hey, do you see there's a new crossover?
No, what?
It's wild.
Please tell me.
Yeah, there's a new Batman and Spawn crossover.
A new
The
one?
not-
Is it canon?
No, I doubt it. I mean, I don't know for sure. Because who reads comic books anymore?
I hope. Well, first of all, I hope that Todd McFarlane is writing or drawing it, and I hope that there's a sex scene between the two of them because it's very clear that that's what Todd McFarlane wants to happen.
They're both sexy.
Oh, definitely. Anyways, so yeah, who wants to go over fine additions? Let's jump into that because we have a lot of people on. And I assume that people have
might as
had
well.
a lot of stuff.
Hey,
who
real
wants
quick,
to go first?
Real quick
Yeah.
before we do.
Yeah,
Can
go
anybody
ahead.
guess what Redbox figure number 36 is since this is the 36th episode? I'm
Is
looking
it-
at it right now, so
Is
Hera?
it Baze Malbus?
it is not Baze.
Is it
That's
Chirrut?
It's Chirrut. Yeah, Baze is a good guess.
Nice. Wow.
It is
nice.
Chirrut.
Is
So
it weird
Baze
that I
will
knew
be-
that?
Well, you didn't know it.
He
technically.
looked
Well,
it up before
No,
we
I
went
didn't.
live because it's
Mike
his
has-
show.
Mike
He
has
knows
the
what
list
episode
pulled
we're
up.
about to be on. Yeah.
I
You
just-
already
yeah.
have the list
Yeah.
pulled up. Share your screen right now. Share your screen right now.
I just have like
Busted.
eidetic memory of all the box numbers and names for all time.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like 3 or 4 episodes ago, we looked it up, and I saw where we were, so I just kind of went from there.
Justin, Hera was a good guess, though. Hera's figure number is 42, so it's in the same
That's coming up.
vicinity.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll invite you back on that episode, so that way you can
okay.
you can
You
correctly
claim it.
guess
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. You can
Who
correctly
wants
guess.
to go first?
Oh, sorry.
Let's let one of the guests go first.
Yeah.
Nate, Justin, Luke. Who wants to claim first?
I'll
spot?
go. I'll go.
All right. All
I'll be
right.
the-
Hold up.
Whoa. Well, there I am. There I am.
I did it.
So, like I said, we literally just did this, so I'm going to do lightning round.
Love,
There we go.
nail them out.
So, Christmas presents, we have McCready, the Thing. Got to remember that a lot of people are probably listening as opposed to viewing.
Mm-hmm.
Audio
NECA,
podcast.
I got some NECA goodies.
So
Ultimate
when you say the
McCready.
thing, you mean the movie, not just like, hey, here's a thing I got.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
John Carpenter, classic.
Yeah.
I found this Terminator at a Target.
The Terminator.
Yes, love Arnie. This is not the police assault outfit like I would probably prefer, but this is pretty cool as well. And I love this film. I notoriously prefer The Terminator to T2 Judgment Day. That always gets me heat.
Well, it
Nate
has
as well.
100% more Linda Hamilton boobs in it.
True.
Fair.
True. Continuing with
That's actually
NECA.
how I judge most movies, how many Linda Hamilton boobs they have.
Naughty Mike, all right? Naughty Mike.
This is a PG podcast, Mike.
We have
We got the turrets.
The Secret of the Ooze NECA 2-packs. This was my girlfriend Christmas present.
Nice.
We got. I love Secret of the Ooze. That's another one that we get heat for when we say we like Secret of the Ooze more than the original film.
It's true. And it's
But-
facts.
3 words for you: combat cold cuts.
I like that Donnie comes with an extra arm with the watch on it.
Oh yeah. You gotta have Shredder. And again, Secret of the Ooze, you get like the razor blade helmet on Shredder, so good little design change. Comes with the
Yep.
dandelion and everything.
Yep.
Fun fact, I just took down all my movie turtles from my shelf. I decided that I did not want to display my movie turds anymore. Except for the actual turtles are on my turtle display. But like the Shredder and Toko Razar, all those guys, not on my display anymore.
So you're gonna sell them, or you just kind of
No,
store
I
them?
still want them. I just don't want to display them.
What other turtles are you into, Mike?
What? I'm into turtles.
But so you go like cartoon and comic book?
All of them.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Who's
I
recent
like turtles.
pickups? Whose recent pickups turn is it? All right. Enough
Fine
turtle talk.
editions, buddy.
Yeah. Fine editions.
Or you're
Get it
getting the
right.
boot.
One of the best Black
Get this
Series.
clown out of here.
One of the
What is
best
it?
Black Series figures of all
Describe
time.
it.
Describe
That
it.
Nate
Describe it
is
to the people listening.
saying this is clown, so I'm about to say it. Nate just called this a clown. It's the Hoth Rebel Soldier, one of the best in the line. Top
No,
5.
I called
I
you a
found this
clown.
for I know you were trying to hurt his feelings. It's
Yeah.
$9.99 from a local store over here in the Midwest called Disc Replay. It's a used media store. They would literally have like, I don't know, like red and black box gin for $25, but then they just randomly had this for $9.99.
So is that a used
Amazing
Hoth Rebel
pickup.
Soldier?
This is on card.
Oh yeah,
It
but
looks
is it
sealed.
like did someone
It looks-
like trade it in or
Yeah.
Yeah,
Technically.
yeah.
Someone would have
sold
had to
it to
trade
him.
it in.
I got a Christmas present from Nate, the shore trooper from Andor.
Oh, that's so cute.
My
How
Navy
touching.
got me a troopy.
I buy Justin the figures he doesn't want to buy himself.
Exactly.
A
I can
true
grab
Santa
it.
Claus.
It's right here. Nate also got me the gingerbread clone, a Hasbro Pulse. Took it out of the box 'cause Christmas is over. Had that up on the tree.
I love seeing a bromance flourish like this.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to see.
Exactly. I also got this finally went on sale at Target. It is the Mandalorian and Grogu 2-pack build-up pack, the Maldo Crease Snowy Mando. It was down for 19 something at Target. That's a price I'm willing to pay for my 20th din. Number 17, I'd like the spider. The spider makes it worth it for.
Are you gonna get the
For sure.
TVC Mando Maldo Crease? You get the extra spiders.
Not that big of a fan of Happy Meal toys. So
That's what I'm talking about. He's back on. He's not getting
I got
picked.
it too. I got it too, just for the spiders. I literally threw away the Din and Grogu. Just tossed them.
you didn't throw it away.
I tossed them in the trash.
Doubt it.
I didn't. No, I didn't. You guys called
I
me
was
out. I
like,
didn't.
all right, that's
You
a
probably
little
should
too
have.
disrespectful.
You probably should have.
No disrespect to TVC fans. Do whatever you want. I can poke my fun. Target also had Dark Troopers because Black Series is the clearance line, right, Zach?
100%.
I mean, you did pick
100%.
those up on clearance.
I did.
You
I mean,
did
I got
pick those up on
2
clearance.
for full price, 2 on clearance. Perfect balance.
I want
As
to
the
know
whole
where
things should be.
I want to know where these targets are. Where I've seen like pictures of like 50 of them on clearance. Where
Yeah.
are those targets at?
Yeah, this
I
was the
still
only
only
2
have
left.
one Dark Trooper, but I would buy
would've
more
had-
if I found them cheap.
Yeah, I would have had 4 because I did buy 2 for 20 on Walmart, but they canceled it. So that was
Damn.
very cool.
Oh yeah.
We got United States Walmart's finally coming through with the Purge Troopers, Walmart exclusive. I got 2 of them because I didn't pick up 1 Jax and I still wanted free shipping, so I picked up 2. Great figure. This is like honestly perfect example of a Black Series figure that is majority reuse, but like with a little bit of new tooling to just it's perfect reuse.
It stands out a lot
Yeah, I
on the
like
show.
the helmet. Love that red.
Did we see more
the
than one
pauldron.
Purge Trooper in the show?
Yeah.
Yeah,
think
they were
we did.
flanking. They were flanking
Oh, okay,
Reva.
gotcha. I couldn't
The
remember if it was just
pauldron
one.
is very loose, which I'm a fan of that because it helps the articulation. And I'm looking right now. There's no head underneath the helmet either, which is I hate that the Black Series ever did that
They
in the
adopted
first
that, yeah.
place. Let's put a blank head underneath so we can just warp every helmet. Horrible idea. And I'm
No,
glad
Lobon,
to see.
it's the new clone body.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. The 2020 body. And then soft goods, because 2022, as I'm sure we'll talk about, year in review or whatever, we have seen a pretty substantial return to soft goods, which I'm a fan of. I do not
Luke in
like
shambles right now.
the rubber subtle soft goods. I'm not saying encase the figure in soft goods unless it's Zuckus.
I want my figures to look like a stick with a paper towel. A stick
It's
over
like-
the
I
face.
don't know. I think Bib Fortuna should have had more
Yeah.
soft
No.
goods on him
Yeah.
than he had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bib would have benefited
I'm
greatly.
so relieved that Bib is all plastic.
The-
Listen, I mean,
He
like
does
the
have
NECA
traffic cone,
8-inch
though.
stuff, that's where I draw the line. The NECA 8-inch, like cloth goods stuff where they look like Barbie dolls, that's where I draw the line. But I think, like, looking at Zuckus,
They're cool.
I haven't seen a Mezco Spider-Man that doesn't remind me of Amigo Spider-Man.
Yeah, Mezco Spider-Man's not good. Mezco does great with certain figures, though. Like certain characters, certain figures, but not Spider-Man. Not Spider-Man.
all right, real quick before I get to my crown jewel, had to get up for a second. I've been getting slightly into Spider-Man Marvel Legends. So we have the stealth suit. One, I found this for $13.99 at Target. Clearance, plastic-free packaging.
Uh-oh.
Checked
Anything
it.
could have been in there. You were so brave.
I know. I
But
checked
but
it.
but what was in there was the thing that was supposed to be in there.
Yeah, I've
Imagine
gotten quite
that.
a few plastic-free packaging figures, and I've never had any issue. Even when I blind bought them, like I took, like those Halloween clones, I took them all the way home before I opened them. No problem. And then Nate luckily pre-ordered 2 of the animated series Walmart exclusive Spider-Man. So I got that one as well. Gotta pose them on my desk. That's what I do during every stream. I always gotta put everything on my desk and then they all fall. And then, so that was pretty much like the stuff that I already showed all you guys on the stream. Do have, I still haven't unboxed any of these. The Jeff W. Goat package. This
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Enormous package was sent to our PO box, and it was like 10, 11 figures, and they were double packed. One for me, one for Nate. Greatest thing ever. It was our Figure It Out episode for Christmas. So shout out to Jeff W. Bunch of Imperial Troopers. So now the new thing that you guys haven't seen. This is a Black Series Cantina exclusive. I haven't even shown this on the channel because I just got it yesterday.
Exclusive.
So, yeah, my girlfriend's family had like a late Christmas get-together. So I actually got a last-minute Christmas gift from her family, who have been like kind of randomly like getting me very nice presents. Like I got the dark saber, I got this chair. They're trying to send me some kind of message. But
Then we need to pop that
Send in a
cue.
message.
Yeah. The Black Series
Hell
role
yeah.
play, the new Darth Vader helmet from Kenobi. I saw the outline, because you know how like there's a little angle,
Yeah.
like right here. I was like, oh snap, I know what that is. And it was
That's for the mural, so you can get a bunch of the helmet boxes and put them side by side, and they don't form
Yeah.
a mural. They really should though.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and then we would
That would
have
make
to
sense.
print Luke's, because he has those like 3D printable organizers. You'd have to do
Yeah,
that
there you
like
go. Yeah.
1,000% scale. I got it for my murals, for
Print them
my
in sections.
helmet murals. But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
so cool.
I'm gonna open this and assemble it while you guys are doing your stuff. I did it yesterday, but I'll show it off here on.
You know, if
Black
you wear
Series
that all
Cantina.
episode, I'll wear my the original one all episode.
Yeah, I do. I also have the Stormtrooper helmet right here.
Yeah, we can both wear that one. Then.
Pretty
Or
cool.
I can wear my Stormtrooper. You wear the Vader all episode.
I have
think that'll
Vader's
work.
lightsaber, so I can get a little cosplay going right now. He's gonna just be wearing the Black Series Cantina t-shirt.
Next year, hope
As
that
it should be.
Lucy's family gets you a movie quality Darth Vader suit.
Yeah, then it'll
That'd be
complete.
insane.
Then it'll be complete.
And if the question still isn't popped, they're probably going to take all that back. If that's what they get you.
No takesy backsy, all right? Sorry. But yeah, that's it for me.
All
I had to
right.
speed.
Nate,
I sped run it.
Nice.
you want to go next then?
Sure, mine will be real brief because I didn't want to include the Happy Meal toys.
It's okay
Oh,
if you really
no.
want to, you know.
Because I know it's not cool on this podcast.
Meanwhile, what you guys don't know is that Nate has a special video going up on Monday showcasing his entire
I didn't even want to
TVC
say
collection.
it. I didn't even want to say it.
Zach, Monday, you're watching entire TVC 3 3/4 inch collection.
If you're forcing me, I'll check it out.
Well, Nate's
he-
gone.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm kidding.
That's what-
I'm
Wow.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
exposed.
Just say those three
Yeah.
letters again, and you're out for good.
Right, exactly. So here it is. I got Grief Karga from Amazon.
This
is
one
the
has a funny
Magistrate.
story. Do you want to tell a
mystery
story?
figure.
Yeah, it was a mystery figure for me because I legitimately forgot that I pre-ordered this. I don't know why I pre-ordered it because in my head I was like, I'm just gonna wait for Grief Karga to go on sale, and then this showed up, and I was like, oh, someone must have sent this to me as a gift.
Favorite part.
He sent us a text in the chat, and it was like,
Yeah.
guys, it has my name, but I think somebody just sent this to me. I have no idea what it is.
That's true. Yeah, not one of my brighter moments to be sure, but yeah, as it turns out, I actually ordered this, and I'm happy to have it. I still haven't opened it, but you know, it just goes to show you it's more proof that Wave 34 has been hitting at various places across the internet and in stores.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say Wave 34 is officially out now. Like they're shipping from Amazon. They're in stock for the most part at Entertainment Earth. They're
I
not
actually
in stock
got-
at Dorkside for some reason, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I actually
Yeah,
got.
I don't.
Really?
Old Republic.
Um,
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I paid up front for those
It's
pre-orders.
so weird. So,
Thank God you're joking.
That's it. That's it for me, though. Those.
I
That's
love
my
that
recent-
Justin unmuted his mic just to laugh.
And Wave 34, actually, I got a DM from someone. They got the entire case from Entertainment Earth like yesterday.
Yeah.
Delivered to them.
So
they're shipping
Entertainment Earth
cases.
is shipping out cases. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's good to
that-
know that I would have gotten them now had I not gotten them a month ago
Yeah.
from Toy Snowman in the future.
Nate, that was it.
Nice.
Mike,
Luke,
is that it?
got
Make me
anything?
big real
That's
quick.
it for me.
I want to see
Oh,
if
make
I
it
can
for me.
show you the
Make
inside
Justin
of
big.
this. So, I'm a little overexposed here, but I want to show you guys the inside of this real quick. Like, look at this detail that's on the inside.
It's so good.
Oh man, I can just see Anakin Skywalker's saliva.
I know, right? And when you have this thing on, it really does turn everything red.
That actually was probably the coolest part of Episode 3 for me, was seeing
Seeing through it.
what Vader sees. Yeah,
Right.
it was the only good part of the movie.
Get out. You're kicked from the screen. Get out. Get out.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
That wasn't even that good.
You can make me small again. I gotta assemble
Okay.
it.
Luke, do you got anything? I'll make you big for no reason. For the people listening, for the people listening, Luke famously doesn't go on camera. So there's just an image of SH Figure Arts in a Black Series Landspeeder. So that's all we see when we're talking to him. So it's
people?
yeah, it's a funny joke.
I haven't
Yeah,
gone on camera since the accident.
What people don't know is that Luke has been replaced with an AI that is just
That's right.
That is just Luke.
He's like one of those anime TikTok singer people.
Precisely.
Well, we actually talked about this on the stream on Sunday. It's actually all four of our faces mixed, and that's what Luke looks like.
Exactly.
Yeah. I just was watching one of those like AI voice generator videos, and you can do like a really flawless Darth Vader or Bryan Cranston. I was like, I'm just gonna start doing my reviews as Walter White
You
from now on.
That'd be
It's like-
awesome.
Anyway, recent pickups. I haven't
Fine
gotten
editions.
anything in a couple weeks. I'm sorry. Fine editions. I haven't gotten anything in a couple weeks. But I did just order Dr. Afra and Mara Jade from the plug in Hong Kong.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Sick.
Return of the Nerd has them in stock going out on the
Saw that.
14th, I think. And if anyone's interested in ordering from him, I recommend it. Last time I feel like it took 5 or 6 days. I might be wrong, but definitely between like 5 and 10 days to arrive. And his prices are great. And if you don't want to have
They're like $33
Work
shipped,
around
which
for
is
'em.
decent. It's pretty decent.
that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, they're
But,
not. I think it's like $27 if you order them like Hasbro or Entertainment Earth or whatever. But considering that a ship price from Hong Kong or Taiwan or whatever, and you'll get them in a couple days, it's not really that bad.
And this isn't figure related, but I just started playing Fortnite again about a week ago, and I splurged on some Star Wars skins because they came back into the shop, and I swear I play better as Black Chrysanthemum than I do as any other character. Like I got Fennec, Boba, BK, and I don't remember the other one I got. Some classic. Oh, I got like the Luke, Leia, and Han pack. And they're about the same price as a damn Black Series figure. It's like $15 or $18 or something for a skin. But I
Except
had
for
some,
you
like,
don't really
older
have anything to
V-Bucks
show
from a
for
couple
it.
years ago. Exactly, but more people see my skin than they see my figures. So. But it has been a lot of fun getting back into Fortnite, and then I feel like I'm way better at it than I ever was back in like 2018 when I played. And I've been playing with my brother, who's incredible. So I've been getting better by kind of learning from him. But yeah, just so I got some fake figures.
Nice.
Cool.
We got to make Justin big now.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for now.
Finally, there we go.
Wow.
It's Dark Helmet.
I can't wear my headphones though. I can't hear you. But yeah,
You
this is
can't
what it
hear
looks like.
anything we're saying. We can literally
I
say
love that
anything
they
we
did,
want to
like, the
Justin right
gray,
now.
Kind of like the ESB figure on the neck.
the gunmetal there.
Yeah, I can't believe that helmet is only $100 something. They must sell a lot of
Smoking
those
this, you
to be
got
able to
'em.
make them that cheap.
Just watching Justin struggling to get out of his helmet.
I want to get that one, but I like it so much better than the all black from this one.
That's why I was laughing so hard watching Justin try and figure out how to get the first part to click around his neck. And I was sitting, I couldn't help but sit there and laugh.
Justin is just going to be stuck in that mask for the rest of his life.
This is amazing. This is quite unfortunate for audio listeners because Justin has literally become the man in the iron mask.
He's stuck in the helmet.
Justin's having a panic attack. He has a strap on the back of the head, right?
You're going to have to... So
it's like the haunted mask.
Nate, you can go over there with a baseball bat and just break him out of it.
I'll call Lucy real quick.
He literally can't.
Zach, I need you to text me.
He's gonna. What's Zach gonna do?
Am I gonna? Bro,
Have you guys?
why does every time Out of the Basement is on, some type of disaster happens with one of them?
You gotta call the fire department.
Next thing you know, Justin's stuck up in a tree for some reason. Like,
you just
Justin,
gotta.
can you hear us?
You do the whole show with it.
no, he can't hear us at all
us.
because he doesn't have his headphones on.
Hey.
There he goes.
I'm not getting that helmet anymore. That just gave me a panic attack, and I was just watching.
I'm gonna have claustrophobia.
Are you
Yeah,
legitimately
I'm gonna have
sweating? Justin looks like he's actually
He
sweating.
looked like he just ran like a mile.
Oh God.
Look at he's glistening.
Oh my God. Dude, I almost died just now. Oh my God.
I
I
think
cannot
that
believe
was-
he got stuck in there.
that might be my favorite moment from the entire podcast. All 36 episodes was
100%.
watching Justin
Dude,
try to get himself.
I swear, that was serious. Like,
Go to the group
oh
chat.
my
The build up to it.
Everybody look at Luke's
Justin,
picture.
you couldn't hear us at all, right?
no, I could not hear you.
I'm so excited for you to go back and listen to us just like yelling advice at you and also laughing at you.
Well, because what it is there's there's magnets.
Yeah.
So there's 3 magnets on each side, but it's like, really powerful magnets because obviously it's a display piece. So I was like trying to find the point where it broke off, where the magnets were. I was like, oh my God, it was hot.
What killed me the most was whenever you gave up and just like relaxed back in the chair and were just chilling there with the helmet on. I'm gonna go back. I got to screenshot that part.
I can like feel the heat on the inside, the moisture.
That's so good.
Yeah, that was incredible.
I have the original one that's just like the all sleek black, and I want to get the new one, but I can't. Like, since I have this one, I can't justify like the 100 and however much it is. But maybe if I find it on sale one day, I'll get it. No, but then I'll probably sell this one. So fine editions. I'll start off with. I was at Walmart and I saw the Mace Windu from the Jenny Tartakovsky Clone Wars series, like 4 or 5 of them. So got to pick the best one. Finally got this one. I probably should have pre-ordered it a long time ago, but what was that, Luke?
Have you ever like handled that figure?
No,
Or you haven't
this is the
opened it
first
yet?
time I've owned it. So
Yeah,
I have
it's
not owned it.
impressive.
It's so good.
Yeah, it already looks
It
like.
was really a sleeper hit.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's
for that one.
definitely better than the original Mace Windu.
Yeah, when I got this, I was like, I can't believe I didn't buy this when it originally came out because I got the Grievous and the Fordo or the ARC Trooper, but I just don't know why I never got Mace. But I saw them in stores,
Yeah,
so
that
had to
seems
pick 'em up.
weird to go for Grievous and not Mace.
it's like very show specific. I don't know because all white paint or something. That's just I don't know. Let's see what next. I finally got the Grand Inquisitor. My Zavi order delivered. I ordered this like 6 days before Christmas and it finally showed up. Somebody got theirs before Christmas and they said they ordered the day before mine, but I guess mine got stuck in it got
Holiday
stuck
limbo.
with all the holiday items too long. And this is I just don't know. I think I mentioned this whenever Mike was showing he got these, but they had to be designing this figure and the fifth brother at the same time. So why didn't they just automatically go with the pegs for both of these that the Grand Inquisitor
Yeah, it's
has?
a weird choice. Yeah.
You know, like
It's so weird, right?
and I'm making
It's almost
go ahead.
it's almost like they did the fifth brother, realized what an absolute mistake that huge peg was, and they were like immediately like, okay, no, we
Yeah.
got to fix this right away.
And like I'm in the
They
middle
came
of
out two
trying
waves
to
apart, right?
Yeah.
One
Or
wave apart.
One wave apart.
One wave, yeah, it was literally the next wave, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the
that's
Kenobi
interesting.
wave and then wave 34.
But I guess if
so.
if the production is, I mean, 3 months is a long time to. But yeah, you'd think it'd already be too late once they got the fifth brother in hand to be like,
Yeah.
oh,
And I'm trying to make a top 10 list for 2022, and like I want to make the fifth brother like 10 or honorable mention, but I was like, I just can't do it because the peg is so bad, and I've had so much trouble with the lightsaber, like the blades
It's
specifically.
also missing like some of the facial
Yeah,
detail.
Yeah,
So I was it's not cracking the top 10 for me. But other than that, it's a great
and
figure.
the like face painted right onto the like. It just reminds me of those like Hoth, Luke, and Han figures,
Yeah.
or like just like those old figures where it's just, or like the Constable Zuvio where his face is just painted onto the helmet, and it just like doesn't feel like a separate piece because it's not.
Mm-hmm. But I also got the golden boy of Wave 34, which is the Clone Wars Darth
Nice.
Maul, which
of the
is
year.
for sure. This was definitely my most anticipated figure leading up to it, and it is like 100% worth the hype. Like for anybody out there, if you don't have this and you're hyped for it, this is like one of the most badass figures there is. I love the grin they gave him. Like it just hits so hard in person. I love like the cockiness look he had. The cocky
You
look he has.
can't get him in a bad pose.
Yeah, and this is just like the first pose I put him in, and I haven't even really messed around with him all that much, and I think it looks pretty badass like that. I'll
Right.
probably mess around with him and get a little better pose, but just like the details in the saber, like how shiny silver the actual sabers are compared to like the old Darth Maul, is just so good. But I'm not sure it's my figure of the year, honestly. I think it might be number 2. I just
What's
feel
your
like
number one?
all right,
I'm really curious too.
Fennec Shand, 100%, 100%. There's
Okay.
great figure.
Just
so
give me
there's
a-
Yeah, great figure.
there's nothing, and I gotta explain. There's nothing that any other figure I think does better than the Fennec Shand figure has. It has the most sculpted detail on any figure, I would argue, because the hair. It has like 3 layers on the chest with sculpted detail, all the arms and the thighs, down to like the shin with the orange paint stripes, and then and that's not even including like the
soft
plastic
goods.
tunic. It looks good.
I-
It looks good with the
kidding.
plastic.
I'm kidding. Of course.
I was like, wait, you just broke my brain because I'm like, wait, did Luke say that? I'm like, what?
No.
But
You
like,
know what? You know what kind of bugs me about her though. Now that they announced the TVC version that comes with a second gun and the bottle of like alcohol or whatever.
the drink, yeah.
The spotchka.
But
whatever
that
it
figure,
is.
that figure still though, it has the big blaster and it comes with a helmet and all the sculpted detail. I just think it.
Yeah,
It just-
I think the Black Series figure looks better because it has the hard goods and you can get that like sequin, like sculpted detail, on, especially on like the lower part. But
Yeah.
TVC comes with more accessories. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
so.
And it's part of the new TVC figures that actually have an alternate head.
Yes,
which I think is
true.
something that
I
Black
think it's way
Series
better.
should do.
Way better.
I think we
Yeah.
should transition to alternate helmeted head versus
Underneath,
you know
yeah.
Agreed.
removable helmet.
Yeah. So I was
Do you guys
making my
remember that
list
Fennec-
and go ahead.
Do you remember that Fennec figure? We never got that revealed. It just showed up in Hong Kong.
Yes.
At Hobby Base.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I originally had Darth Maul 1 and Fennec 2, and I was like, am I just putting Darth Maul here because of hype? And then I actually sat down and compared them, and I was like, this Fennec Shand just when I got it back in January, I thought it was going to be figure of the year, and I think it's held up. Just all the sculpted detail in the hair and all that, and
Yeah, she's
Just
not even in my top
insane.
10.
Well, didn't
But-
you have her on?
Yeah,
your
she was in my
list?
2021. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
that's why. No, she was in my 2021.
Oh, that Mike.
Yeah, I know. Teehee.
But moving on, I actually been 3D printing some things.
Yeah.
So I got the Cantina set chairs here.
I just love that we all went for that. Like one of our first projects. Like I did it, you
I know,
did it,
yeah.
I did it for
It's-
Nate.
Yeah. The table, of course, and then the little light that sits on top.
Did you glue that light on there?
No, no. I just have it.
I glued mine.
You
I don't
glued
know.
yours. See,
I feel like it would
had,
stay there.
I had to move it around because I was trying to get Han's foot up on it. Like I've been doing this pose. Let's see if I can just get it back here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah. So and then I
So much better than the cardboard cutout that Hasbro did with their little showdown set.
No, cardboard's rocks.
Yeah, 100%. Another 3D printed item. The
Now
Andor
people are
shields.
really gonna think I'm a shill.
I know, right?
Cardboard rocks.
More cardboard.
Give me that rain
Cardboard
core
slash
backdrop.
rocks.
Oh,
Andor shields. I need to replace my plastic window here. I got too much super glue like on the edges, and they got really dirty. But it works.
I mean, they
so,
probably are pretty dirty. Like in the show.
Yeah, it gives it a nice
Fair.
little
I don't know if they were
used
super
look.
clean.
Yeah, true.
What did you end up doing extra on those shields, Zach?
So I sanded them in running water as Luke suggested, and then I put 2 layers of just like a matte black paint on them.
I hate
To
They
get
sand.
look really smooth.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah, they're really nice. They're really nice. So Mike, I sent you yours. I did the same thing to him. I sanded
I'm so excited.
and I painted yours as well. But
Oh, you're the best.
Oh,
I didn't put the plastic windows on them, so you got to do that yourself.
Okay, I can do that. I
did
got
that.
glue. I got
Use
glue.
less glue than you think you need.
I'm gonna
I
use
got
all the
glue.
glue. I'm gonna glue the whole thing.
And what's funny
I'm gonna
is
glue my hand to it.
I sealed yours up in the box, and then I was doing my plastic windows. I was like, should I open that box and do it? And I was like, no, it's upstairs. It's a lot of extra
I got
work.
it. I can do it. I'm handy when it comes to. Actually, I'm not. I'm probably will glue my hand to something, but
Yeah.
it'll be worth it.
And then
You can always add more glue later. Just use less than you think you need. That's my
Yeah, I
tip
think that's what
for
my
the
mistake
shields.
was. I was
Otherwise,
putting,
it
like-
squeezes out.
I put like dots of super glue like all around it, and then I'd press it on. It just like squeezed all over my finger and all through up
You
the
need like
plastic. I
a
was like, that's too
toothpick
much.
poke. What I do sometimes is I use a toothpick and I'll use the flat back part of it, and I'll like
Yeah.
put some super glue on like a paper plate and just dip the toothpick in that and just kind of dab it around the side. And for something like a little
gonna-
plastic shield, it's totally enough.
That's what I'm gonna have to
I'm
do.
just gonna solder mine together.
There you go. That'll work.
actually welded.
Yeah,
Just hold a lighter to the plastic till it gets warm. And
Don't
then
till it melts.
flip it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Oh snap!
right, I printed. This is the first thing I printed that wasn't one of those test prints. Just because it's nice, easy, hollow
What?
piece.
Show the
So
underside
Zach, now
of
that
it.
you
Boom,
Coconut bra
hollow.
style.
yes, the coconut bra. Now that you have the meditation rock, what's your price on the mainline Grogu figure?
13
Because
bucks.
you gotta have that sitting Grogu.
I have to
fun
have
fact-
the sitting Grogu.
The one from the 3-pack, the Amazon 3-pack, is also in the sitting position. So either will work.
Good point, Mike. Good point.
Does he have his
also
eyes
really
closed in
like the
either of
closed
those?
eyes one.
No, but
No.
the only closed eyes one is the one from Arvala 7.
Yeah, this one, and you can pop it off and change it, right?
Is this the game? Is this the game Hasbro's been playing
Yes.
with us all along?
Mix
Yeah,
and match Grogu heads and bodies. That's it.
Mix
Yeah.
and match.
Or they're tailoring their releases around Landspeeder Luke's 3D printable
100%.
diorama pieces.
That's what they're
You
doing.
got
for sure.
Eric on, like following his
Luke,
Patreon.
He's like,
Yeah.
Luke just dropped something on the Patreon. We got to release a Grogu that's sitting now.
He's running into Patrick's office.
Luke is in
Both
cahoots.
Eric and Emily follow me.
All I'm gonna say is I've never seen Luke and Eric
in the same place.
not in in the same room together.
But yeah, that's all I have. So I've got some good pickups, got some
Nice.
3D printed items, and working on another project right now. Almost done. Mike,
stretching.
reveal your figures of the future.
I gotta
here.
limber. I gotta limber up here, guys, because
Whoa.
well, I got a couple things. I'll be right back.
Well, I'll be right
Yeah.
back.
No,
You had all
I
Fine
just-
Edition segment to grab this.
I just got this today. I got the Teenage Mutant
Yeah.
Ninja Turtle Last Ronin figure.
Yes.
It just came in today from Big Bad Toy Store, so I wanted to show that
Oh,
off.
Mike, you're gonna enjoy that one.
You know, I canceled the shirtless one because I just feel like I don't need two on my shelf.
Yeah, I
But
would agree with that.
did you see the different versions of the turtles from that aesthetic that they showed
yeah.
off? I think I'm gonna get those because this is Michelangelo.
Right.
Spoiler alert!
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert!
Spoilers.
Michelangelo
Just kidding.
is the last surviving turtle in this line.
I haven't read the entire comic book, but I've read a few issues of it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty awesome. So I'm pretty much all in on the
Yeah.
on the Last Ronin stuff. Well, not all in. I'm not gonna get like the weird robots and stuff.
Yeah, Darth Maul's legs are great. They're
Fabulous.
fantastic. Absolutely. No, so let's go in chronological order. My last two figures that I got in 2022. I also got two of these Purge Troopers, and I opened one of them on the Out of the Basement stream. I opened it live while
Yeah.
we were streaming. So,
Great
Robert,
figures.
Robert, people have known that Michelangelo was the last Ronin for a year now. Like, I feel like that's on you if you follow it and you didn't know.
Hey, he put LOL.
I did. LOL.
Maybe he's joking. Maybe Robert probably
I don't know.
joking.
He probably is. I was also joking. I just like to commit to my bit. My very last pickup for 2022 was the Mandalorian credit collection from Amazon.
What a way to end the year.
What a way
second.
to end the year.
Woohoo!
Yay. Actually, it's pretty good. It's actually pretty good. Like,
Yeah, I like
it
that
looks
color
pretty
scheme.
good. Yeah, the color scheme looks pretty good.
Hey, Justin, don't you wish they put that much weathering on mainline figures?
Kind of.
Mike, show that up close to the camera one more time.
Sure,
Look at the amount of weathering they threw on this credit collection figure. Like, look at that chest. Come on now. Look at those thigh pads and arms.
You know what's sad is like, let's say that like, if the credit collection sells, like allows them to sell a little bit more with the same mold that they had before, but I'm sure that like, let's say they sell 15,000 standard Mandos and then 5,000 credit collection. If just they sold 20,000 mainline Mandos, that mainline Mando would like have extra accessories, have the weathering, all of that. But instead they gotta throw it on a card so people buy it again.
Yep, that's it. Yes, Brian, that was Amazon exclusive. So if you want that version of Mando, you gotta buy it on Amazon. Or I guess any other place that bought it and resold it, like a certain non-existent store would do.
I knew that's where you were going. I knew it.
For a third of the
okay.
price added on.
Right.
Never
Plus
happened.
shipping. Plus
Never
shipping.
happened.
That never happened. That's right. That's right.
No, it never happened. So then I got a very special package from Canada, toysnowman.com. Amir hooked me up like 3 days before the end of the year. He's like, yo, I got the next wave of figures in. Do you want them? And he hooked me up. So I got every figure but Andor because I figure I've already got an Andor. I don't need another Andor. But we have
100%.
Bix Kayleen. And wow, I like these boxes. I think they look really snazzy.
Mm-hmm.
I
Sleek.
haven't opened them yet, so you're just gonna look at the boxes. We got Mon Mothma, who looks fantastic, and it's really weird that this is the first Mon Mothma we've gotten in the Black Series.
How do you feel
Traffic
about
cone.
no accessory?
I don't love it. I feel like she definitely should have come with some kind, at least a glass. Like they came with cups with Bib Fortuna. Why couldn't they give her a glass?
Yeah,
Yeah.
give her the same
It
cups.
has
Oh,
three
she,
cups.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just the same.
Give her
three
the
cups.
Jabba's Palace / Cantina cups.
No, they give her the Death Star data disc.
There you
Yes.
go. The Death Star data disc and
Yeah, like
three cups.
Galen.
and the cups.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I don't
just
love that she doesn't come with that. What are you gonna say, Luke?
And a clone rifle.
Yes, or one of those Rebel rifles. The You know the little blaster pistol with the long. I don't know what it is. You
Right.
know what
But,
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
DH-17.
The one that used to have
Thanks,
silver
nerd.
paint on it.
Yes.
Rest in peace, silver paint.
Hey, there was recently a figure that came with the DH-17 that had it, and we were like, wow.
Was it the New
that's
Republic
true.
droid?
Yes. It was
Have
the
they,
New Republic security.
have they
droid.
released that without the silver tip, or do you mean the little?
Yeah,
the,
Hoth Rebel
second
Soldier.
little-
It was just gray.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Well, that budget would look. They stretched that budget on that figure, so I'll take it.
I mean,
There's been a couple other examples where it's
Right.
just like just straight black plastic too.
Or not even black plastic, like that weird gray plastic, which I don't
gray.
Which is
get.
worse.
I don't get why they do that. Like, why not? I get
like the
just-
sparkly, like
I get just the regular black plastic, like no dry brushing or anything. Like I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. But the gray plastic, like what's up with that? Why is that okay?
yeah. I say that in my reviews. Like if it's if it's in that, I'm pretty sure it's called gunmetal gray, like the
Yeah.
sparkly light gray. I
It
always
doesn't
say
look good though.
that
Yeah.
I prefer the blasters to be just sculpted in
At the
black
at the
plastic.
very least, with black plastic, you can weather it yourself and make it look better. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. To complete the Andor set, we have Luthen Rael, of course, and
My Arrakis, my dear.
yeah,
Andrew.
he's gonna be on my shelf.
Cassian Andrew.
All kinds of like speeches, like what I sacrificed was peace of mind. You know.
Shelf space.
Yeah. I sacrificed shelf space. That's good.
It's old bootstrap Bill.
And then, of course, we have the Din Djarin Morak. Look at that. Got that. I really just want to compare the head sculpt to the
At least he has the
build-up
correct
Mando.
red.
That's true.
Now we have two of them with the red.
Now there are two of them.
I see what you did there.
Thanks.
She's getting out of hand.
There are two of
They got another ventilation chamber.
Remember
God,
that
are we-
night?
are we going down
We're gonna
that
do
rabbit hole?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Lord.
gonna keep sending.
Let's go.
Authoritarian. Ali, little Ali. Anyway, I got the Zach selfie series figure, the
Nice.
Cal Kestis, he's looking pretty good. And then
That figure is great.
it looks good from the box, that's
Appreciate
for sure.
it.
But I can't tell because I haven't opened it yet. And then I got the HK47, or 87, not 47. And I'm actually really excited about opening this up because all the like Luke's pictures, because Luke just did the little gate
spoilers.
thing,
Pergola.
the pergola.
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 I
isn't
was
that-
trying to think of what that was called, and I texted someone. I was like, "What would you call the awning on this thing?" And they said, "I can't think of the word. Like, it's not bodega." And I was like, "Pergola." I stuck
Pergola
with it.
sounds like a random creature from Star Wars. Like
Pergola.
get the pergola.
It sounds like Porgolet.
Poor gullet. That's it. That's what it sounds like. Poor gullet. Yeah. Anyways, I think so. You know, back in the day when Yakface was saying we're going to get an HK47, I think it was this, and he was just wrong. I just think that's what happened.
Could be, yeah.
Well,
'Cause the number's
HK-47 is
close.
from Knights of the Old Republic, right?
Knights of the Old Republic. Yes,
We
But
can still
wasn't
get
that?
we could still get it. You're right.
I feel
Yeah, that
I
looks
feel
like
like that.
it'll sell.
I feel like that rumor was before we ever saw this.
It was
Before Mando's season 2 ever happened.
maybe
It's also
I have to go back and look.
KOTOR got delayed by before the remake. got
That's also
delayed.
true. That's also a good point. So you could be right. It's my own theory, I guess. And then
Just
come back. And then I also have a Luke.
Ooh.
I have
There
my
it
very
is.
own Luke. There's my. They could have chosen a better subline, Imperial Light Cruiser. That's just
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's a
It could have been like
mouthful.
Grogu Rescue would have been.
yeah.
Or
It's not anything like that other than this. Oh, the Imperial Light Cruiser, Luke Skywalker. Cool. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
always
such
a
a lame
location,
tag.
Oh yeah, that one.
right? It's always a location.
Usually it's a location. Yeah, and they there's no planets or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tricky because like they did Boba Throne Room.
Right.
And I'm trying to think. I
Instead of-
feel like there was something that was like a verb. Bespin escape. But that's still
Bespin Escape Leia
That's
was
still a
yeah.
location, but
It's
it's more.
still
It's
a
also.
location.
It's also.
But it's also a verb.
It's like mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't just say
Or just-
Bespin Leia, because Bespin Leia is in the cool gown.
true.
So
Yep.
Yeah.
What does it
Anyways,
say on
am I-
Mayfeld's box?
Morak, or the first one is just by itself, Migs Mayfeld. The
Oh, okay, this one's more.
yeah, the other one just
Actually,
like
no, the
Din
new one still
Djarin
just says Mayfeld.
the new one just is Migs Mayfeld. The one that looks
the
like
older
this
one said
one, the
Morak.
older one says
Yeah.
Morak on it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then the last figure that I'm showing off, and the one I just got yesterday, is the Credit Collection Boba Fett. And two things about this. Number one, it actually looks great. The head sculpt looks fantastic.
better.
Like, it looks so much better. I honestly might buy another one of these just to pop the head off and put it on the regular Boba body because it doesn't have those weird white splotches on it.
I just realized your camera is mirrored, so I was like, what?
I was
Am
gonna
I-
ask what's
I
going
was
on.
like,
Yeah.
Is
The
it mirrored
bubble
for
is on
you
the
or
right.
mirrored for me?
I see it mirrored. Like, I see the
Yeah,
bubble on
could-
the right side of the card.
And also, normally your Star Wars figures are on the other side.
Yeah. What is
Of
is
the
this? Is this
screen.
reading forwards or backwards for you?
Backwards.
It's back.
Oh, for me it's forwards. That's so weird. And I told it to mirror so I wanted to see it normally. So like that. That's better.
Nope.
Is that better for you?
Nope.
Nothing changed.
Yeah, it's still
Nothing
It didn't
changed.
fix it. It fixed it on mine. That's so weird. Anyways, okay. Well, that's weird. I don't know what's happening there, but this is probably going to be the last Credit Collection figure I buy. If they do a fourth wave of them, I will not be buying them. I don't care what's in them. I just don't think I can go on with this line because
What if it's black chrysanthemum, Mike?
Shut
Yeah.
up! Shut up! Don't do that to me! Don't do that to me!
I couldn't say
Don't-
that keeping a straight face.
Well, if it's the Book of Boba Fett one, maybe.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
because Book of Boba Fett has like that artsy end credit thing, don't they? I'm surprised.
Yes, they do. No, I'm actually just started rewatching the show today to get ready for season 3 of The Mandalorian. And you know what? It's really not that bad. I haven't seen it since it aired last year or beginning of this year, whatever. And I remember kind of liking it, but then the last like 7 or 8 months since it's not been airing, I've let the internet kind of poison me to like, oh yeah, Book of Boba Fett was pretty bad. It's not that bad. Like, it's not great. It's not like my top.
I feel.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like it's not terrible, but I feel
not.
like it's kind of half baked. Personally,
Sure.
Like, I
It's-
feel like
like
they
it's-
came up with a story on a napkin real quick, and we're like, all right, here's the camera.
Sure.
You know,
It's a filler
personally.
season of The Mandalorian. I'm like 100%, but there's still enjoyable moments in it.
Yeah, yeah.
If you guys want
It's
to
just-
rewatch it and just have it be a little bit more novel, there's the guy who did the Kenobi supercut, like the 2-hour cut of Kenobi. He did a Book of Boba Fett cut, and it has like footage from Mando. It has footage from Return of the Jedi, and it like is a little bit more chronological. And it's just like get to rewatch some of the best scenes, but just have it be a little bit, fresh. I recommend that. Kai
Yeah.
Patterson.
Does he explain why the city of Mos Espa or whatever are his people, and he's so hell bent on saving them?
That is one thing. Yeah.
Even though, like, going into the show, you're like, oh, he's a crime lord. This is gonna be badass. And he's like, oh, I want to save this town. It's like, so what are you doing?
he does
right
zero
now, dude?
crimes. In fact, he stops
like-
crimes. he
But you're supposed
he
to be
doesn't
the
want them running
new-
spice.
Yeah, you're supposed to be the new Jabba the Hutt. Like,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to be the good guy here, dude.
What kind of
But
crime boss cuts down on drugs? Like,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah.
He's straight edge.
he's a
Have you guys
straight edge
seen
crime
the,
lord.
Have you guys seen the comic that came out where he's like, "These people need me," and the guy in the street goes, "Who the hell are you?"
Right.
awesome.
Yep. So that's what I've
That's
got.
so good.
I do actually have to get going, guys.
Okay.
Sorry about
Well,
that.
thanks
but
for
thank you
hanging
so
out. No,
much
it's all good.
for having me on. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, much appreciated. Thank you for your 3D printing help. Whenever Me
Of
and Justin
course,
reach
and
out.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
See you, Luke.
See you later. Oh, he's gone.
He just
gone.
bailed.
Look at us. Now we're filling up the whole screen now.
Yeah.
And then there were 4.
Well,
Who's
Now that-
dropping next?
I mean,
Oh,
I
I
could
could
just.
go all night, baby.
Oh wow,
We got to start talking about Bad Batch, and then Justin will drop like a
Oh,
that's true.
no. You have to
That's
save that for the
that's-
very last.
That's the
We're
exit
each-
plan.
We're each doing our top 25 Black Series figures of the year.
I can't even make a top 10. Are you kidding me?
actually, it's easier to
Zach.
make a top 25 because you have to be as discerning.
I feel
That's
like
true.
you should be able to make a top 10.
I can't. Here's my list. Let me get it.
I don't.
I mean, I
think-
made a
don't
whole
even think
video
it
on
was
my
that
list.
hard.
All right.
Did you
Look,
guys watch my list?
I have
Yeah, I
been
did.
trying, okay? This is scratched out like stars or figures I haven't.
Oh,
had enough.
dude.
Here's my list.
Make
Here's
a
my list.
spreadsheet. Give everything a rating.
Number 10, Figure and Dan / modal nodes. They had to be in there.
Too low.
Too low.
Did you watch our list? Our top 10?
Yeah, you're like number 3 or something, right? Or
Yeah,
4.
that is correct.
They were top
That's
5,
correct.
right?
Yeah.
For y'all. Well,
Mine
the
was
butters,
11.
man. The butters, I had some trouble posing and getting in some poses I wanted.
But it's like, it's the Cantina band.
Look, we're splitting hairs. These are all great figures.
Hey, I'm rating it by toy, not by character.
Exactly.
Yeah, Darth Maul, Zach. You're telling me Darth Maul you don't have any bias because of the character?
Well, that's why he's number 2, not number 1, bro. All right, I'm still working on 6, 7, 8, and 9 because I think 9 is actually better than these 3, but I like the characters better. So I think I might move Saw Gerrera from 9 up. But I'm thinking, so tentatively, because I got to make a TikTok video for this. So until then, it's not final. Tentatively, Saw Gerrera's number 9. Obi-Wan Tibetan Station, I adore that figure. The best soft goods in the line, probably, or at least of the year, potentially. I love the blue, the way the color pops. The likeness is not the best in the line, but it's still, like, good. So number 7, the Ahsoka Mandalorian. Number 6, Echo. I had a really hard time debating on if I wanted Echo or Ahsoka on top, or, like, in front of the other. But I leaned Echo only because Ahsoka really didn't come with her, what do you call it?
Cloak.
Cloak.
Oh, see, the one that
And
came with
then
that is on my
the
top.
Amazon, yeah.
So
That's true. And the Echo came with that extra claw thing, so I was like, I'm throwing that in there. Number 5, Dark Trooper. Number 4, Cobb Vanth. I absolutely love that figure. The knock on it is deluxe for paint, even though he has some missing paint spots, but I feel like those are still small. Likeness is great. All the paint on his chest is good. Details are awesome. Death Watch Mandalorian, number 3. Clone Wars Darth Maul, number 2. And Fennec Shand, number 1. So that's my list right now.
That's a good list.
where's your
That's a
Ned
good
B? Where's Ned B?
Okay, I have see this right here? Honorable mention. I'm debating on, I feel like I want to do the Cantina set. No, not the Cantina set, the Ralph McQuarrie 2-pack for honorable mention, because I feel like that's like a 2-pack. I think that's really cool. So, I mean, Ned B is probably like top 15, but I wouldn't
trying
put
to
him
think
above
of
any
what-
of these figures personally.
I'm trying to think of what figure we had on our list that is not on your list. 'Cause you had
I know probably
Cobb.
Ayla Sakura, because I don't have that one yet. And I'm pretty
and Grand
confident.
Inquisitor.
Yeah, I'm also thinking, I was looking at Grand Inquisitor and Reva, and those are both really good figures. They just didn't crack like the top 10, but they're definitely in that top 15-ish range for sure. But yeah, Fennec over Clone Wars Maul. That's my hot take of the year. And I just feel like the figure, when you hold the figure in your hand and you look at it, there's like nothing that any other figure kind of beats it out on personally.
That's respectable. That's a good list. It's a good list. Now, what's
So-
the worst?
That's the question.
The worst release of the year? The worst figure?
Grogu.
He didn't get Grogu. So.
Yeah, I don't have Grogu yet. I guess that's the reason why it would be bad.
Although if you're not going to buy it, can you really count it as the worst figure of the year? That's the
Yes.
question. If you're making
That's
a
true.
top 10 figures, can you put figures you didn't buy on the list? Can
Well-
you really truthfully judge them
For the
without
Black
having?
Series Awards, I know people were voting for Darth Maul without actually having the figure.
I was so suspect. I was like,
Yeah.
what was the number? Like 64% or was
I
something
think it
crazy?
was in the 40s.
So I was like,
still
there's
won.
no way all these people have this Clone Wars Maul right now. But
It's literally just like anytime there's a Black Series fan vote and whatever the clone trooper is the default winner or the like ultra uber cool character.
like when they all
Like
voted for
like
Obi-Wan.
Commander Cody.
yeah.
That one's
Yeah.
still hurt.
But on the topic of like, can you call a figure bad without owning it? I would.
If you watch enough reviews.
You can definitely like be pleasantly surprised by a figure that you didn't think you enjoy. But when it comes to something like Grogu, I know exactly what that figure is, and I know all of those accessories as well. And I would call Grogu the worst release because mainline Black Series is like chef's kiss. It's usually mostly new tooling, new sculpt work, and the fact that they would waste a mainline slot and
there's
call
really-
it a $25 figure.
Yeah, and you don't really get like any bang for your buck on that figure, I feel like. So
No, I actually I agree with that sentiment specifically for this Grogu because you
Yeah.
can. But like for instance, a lot of people back in the day would put like Constable Zuvio on a list. None of them ever bought him because they're like, oh, I don't know who this character is, so he's bad. You know, things like that. Where like he's actually not a bad figure. He's
You see that dry
he's a
brushing
good
on him?
figure. Exactly. Like he's a good figure. He's just not
Yeah.
really in the movie. So people are like, this is bad. Like that's not. It doesn't make the toy bad just because he was cut from the movie.
yeah, I will say something that I bought that I was disappointed in, or I didn't like it as much as I expected to enjoy it. Every clone I buy, like I love all the clones, but when I got that 187th, it's the maroon one, right? That's the 187th in hand. I was like, the off-white just looks totally different than every other clone on the shelf. I wasn't digging it that much. I know I talked to some people who really liked it, the kind of off-white, but I just feel like since it's a lone clone that's off-white, I was just like, it doesn't look like it fits in.
I wonder
So,
why
well,
they went with that.
it's
There's
such
two
an odd choice
solutions.
'cause-
There's two solutions I have for that. Number one, buy a bunch so he doesn't stick out because then he mixes in better.
okay.
Number two, put him in like the shadow so the shadow covers him
Yeah.
and then it doesn't look that bad.
So I even did research and I went to the exact like 2 or 3 seconds you can see that specific clone in the Clone Wars, and they're standing like behind Mace Windu on one of the gunships, and you can clearly see it. They're the same exact bright white as like, you know, any other clone in the line. So it's like really odd that maybe they were just experimenting, like changing, or it's like a cheaper plastic they used for that release. I don't know, but that was one that I bought and I was like, normally I'm excited about clones, but this one just isn't hitting for me.
Maybe it was
so.
like a contrast issue with that particular shade of maroon or something.
Yeah, that's another thing I thought about. It's like maybe the maroon was a little dark for the really
Or
bright.
maybe it looked
white.
too
Yeah.
similar to like another different Legion. Although like, I don't know, Coruscant
Yeah.
Guard, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, do you all have any things that you bought that you opened it and you were like, yeah, I'm not really feeling this as much as I was hoping I would?
Well, kind of like what I was saying. I just like, I feel like I know if I'll enjoy a figure. Like 99% of the stuff I buy, I'm satisfied with because I have eyeballs. Like I never really understood like, not to like hate on our own content, but I don't understand like watching reviews to determine if you would pick up a figure. Like I watch reviews for just like hearing whatever reviewers' thoughts and opinions. I don't really find myself going, I need to watch a review before I determine if I'm going to buy this.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Well, I see there's a lot of people that watch him for validation. Like they have an opinion of a figure, and then I see a lot of people will come watch like my reviews after they buy a figure. So like they want to see what my opinion is see if it matches their opinion on what it is.
Yep.
So I'll get a lot of comments like that.
I would push back on that a little. What Justin said is, whenever I buy Black Series figures, I don't base like if I'm purchasing or not off a review. But if I'm getting into a line, like when I started watching Marvel Legends, I did watch reviews to see like because I was new to the line. I didn't know what else was out
Right,
there. So
yeah.
I did watch some reviews on like some of the figures. I was thinking about getting to see if it was worth spending the money to jump into the line. And then I got that. I think my first Marvel Legend was my favorite Marvel Legend I have. It's the Mark III Iron Man that they came out with last year, I want to say. End of 2021, I think.
The 10-year anniversary one.
That one, and it's like my favorite Marvel Legend figure. It is like absolutely amazing, so it was a good purchase. But yeah, I think jumping into a new line is probably the only time I've done that.
I do get a lot of people that will comment saying like I talked them into buying a figure because of my review. Like on my top 10 list, I had 2 people say that I talked them into Ned B because of the fact that I liked it. So they weren't planning on buying it, and now they are. Because
That's rewarding.
I think it's good. Yeah, it is rewarding.
Ned B was high on your list too, wasn't he? Like
I love
top 5?
Ned B.
What do you have Ned B? I remember it was at least top 5 on
Me?
your list. Yeah,
He was number 2.
number 2. Yeah. Yeah,
Damn.
you had him high.
I fell in love with that figure. It was one of those figures. As soon as I got him out of the box, I was like, I could do anything with this. I could put him in goofy poses. Like he just looks good standing there. I don't know. For me, like that was a toy that I could play with. And there are not a lot of figures where like I'll get them out and I feel the need to like just put them in different poses or keep them on my desk. I'll put them on the shelf or whatever, and then I'll kind of forget about them for a while until I need to take a picture and set up a scene. And who can I put in that scene, kind of thing? Because that's how adults play with their toys, right?
Yeah.
So
Hey.
like there's not a lot of picture like instantly with that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this. He's gonna go on a date with the Dark Trooper. So I put him in a bunch of like cutesy poses or
Yeah,
like
that was
spanking the
funny.
Dark Trooper, things like that, And that's just because like he inspired me to do that because of how cool he looked. I don't know. I just love Ned B.
Yeah. Speaking of Ned B, Landspeeder Luke's got my Ned B in hand, so I told him to take as long as he needs. And I'll pay him and pay for shipping. So I told him to take all 2023s. He has to. So he has until January 1st of 2024 to give me my Ned B back, or I'm unsubscribing from his Patreon after I download all the files and refuse to pay. So
Well, if you download all the
ask
files,
him-
yeah, you should ask him
where the tracking.
right. Ask him when the tracking is. Yeah.
that's perfect.
I would say the only figure that really brought me any like sort of disappointment this year was actually a Marvel Legend, and it was the Mr. Knight Marvel Legend.
Heard a lot of people
Also-
say that.
Also,
canceled my pre-orders.
the Japanese Spider-Man was a pretty big disappointment.
Aw, I love my Japanese Spider-Man.
I don't like that he's orange.
That is
Because he's-
disappointing.
He's totally orange.
Yeah.
And no butterfly joints. It's a new body sculpt and there's no butterflies.
Yeah, that is
I'll
honestly
give you
kinda
that. I'll give you that.
That's a brain buster. I would say the Japanese Spider-Man is not a bad figure. It's just mildly disappointing. I would
agree
say
with you.
Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. Knight though is a bad figure.
Yeah.
It kind of hurts my soul.
As soon as I saw the in-hand pictures of that figure, I was like, "There's no way in hell I'm buying." I canceled my pre-order so fast, and unfortunately, I canceled the Moon Knight too because I'm waiting for them to make an accurate head of the character because I know the one they made goes under the nose, and I know it's a small difference, but to the look of the character, it's like very defining. So I'm waiting for like
Right.
a 2-pack they release or something where it's a little more accurate. But I really need that Khonshu Build-A-Figure though.
The
And
Khonshu looks good.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy that wave
Sucks.
they put it in. And
That wave is so bad. It's all trash. I'm sorry. It's all trash.
they picked the worst wave to put the best Build-A-Figure in.
What's so weird is what else was in that wave?
It's like Wanda with the big like crazy hair.
Isn't there like a duck? There's like a
Howard the duck.
Who has like no articulation?
Yeah, it's like a 3 POA figure.
Yeah,
And doesn't
and
that,
something
he-
like
that comes
that.
He comes with the
Spider-Pig
Ant-Man.
too, right?
No, he comes
Yeah.
with the Ant-Man head. Is what he comes with.
Yeah, he comes with the Ant-Man.
Yeah.
It's not a good wave.
And you know it's going to be, I don't even know if it's out yet, but you know that Khonshu Build-A-Figure is going to be like $150 on eBay. And I'm not paying that
yeah.
for...
Just
Okay.
they'll put the
I was
Khonshu out
gonna
by
say,
itself. Yeah.
The thing with Marvel Legends that they've proven time and time again is if you wait a couple years, the Build-A-Figure is going to come out as a deluxe, and then I'll buy it for $40 and go, Thank you.
Yeah.
I finally just got the Apocalypse. I was gonna pay $70 just for the head of that Apocalypse because it was really hard to piece them together, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. And now I bought the whole Apocalypse, and I feel great.
Yep. Rhino was that figure for me.
I bought the entire. There was a wave of Marvel Legends that I bought the entire wave of, so I could get a specific Spider-Man, and then sold all the rest for retail. Even though, because I specifically wanted the Spider-Man, I didn't want to pay like $80 for it. Which Spider-Man was it? I think it was the. Oh, I can't remember which one. Oh, it was the one from Far From Home or whatever they called it.
Talking to the mic, man.
With the removable head. But and then so I think it was the armadillo wave, but I had the whole armadillo. I sold that thing for like $50. Or something. That was nice.
Yep. I've got a couple pieces of armadillo because I have like Shriek from that wave. You know, just for the Spider-Man display. Display.
Yeah, and people keep asking, like, they want Black Series Build-A-Figures, and we'd be having the same problem.
Terrible. That'd be terrible.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea. Like, it seems on paper, it's like, well, Marvel Legends does it, but like, no.
And it's like more plastic, more value, but I'm like, no.
But here's the thing, though. And this was pointed out in a recent Spectre Creative video, and it makes total sense. But have you guys noticed that there is like a pretty big shift in Marvel Legends away from Build-A-Figures? Like there's way more retro carded stuff. There's like the VHS box stuff. Yep. So they're slowly but surely also kind of pulling away from Build-A-Figure on Marvel Legends. Well, it's just they're tricking us by going, oh, this is in a retro package. Yeah. This is in a VHS box package.
Mm-hmm. You got figures like Mojo and the Blob, who might have in the past been traditional like Build-A-Figure figures, like the first Blob was way back in like 2006 or whatever.
Yeah. Yep. And now they're just like, nope, it's just a deluxe figure, which I think is great because, again, the game of Build-A-Figure pieces is put the peg warmer with a Build-A-Figure piece, and then boom, you have no peg warmer. Or that's how it's supposed to happen in theory. Yeah. But we know that's not actually how it goes. There's still plenty of peg warmers.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Black Series and Hasbro Star Wars Team has shown willingness to release those type of things in the collection already, just in deluxe packs by themselves. So.
Right. And there's not like tons of like huge Star Wars figures where I feel like a Build-A-Figure would be something necessary. I think if anything, like
build a goal.
It would be cool if Star Wars figures started coming with like just more world building pieces. Like, oh hey, here's this A New Hope Luke, and he comes with a moisture farm little stand thingy, you know.
We'll have Justin print one. Luke's got that file. Right.
It's printing right now, but it's stringing bad, so I'm worried about it.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you what that was. I didn't know.
Yeah, that was the moisture evaporator.
But stuff like that would be cool, just if they were looking to do something extra. But I think at this point in the action figure game, extras are out of the question for like mass market, like Hasbro figures.
Well, like what about what they're doing with the Indiana Jones line, where they have the build a artifact thing, where the first wave completes the Ark of the Covenant.
It's not a horrible idea, but again,
it's the same premise, but it's
right.
I just don't know what Star Wars could do.
As an outsider looking in, and I just recently watched Raiders of the Lost Ark for like the second time ever. So now I'm kind of like, maybe I do want that Indiana Jones, but I'm not going to pick up the rest of the figures. So it's already.
Yeah, I'm just getting the Indiana Jones.
To me, it's already like, I'm just going to now have one singular piece of the Covenant, and I'm just going to have to live with that. Do you guys all have like a little drawer that's just all your random Build-A-Figure pieces? Because I have a drawer. It's just arms, heads, legs, torsos. I hate it. I hate that.
It's like you would rather have that plastic go towards more accessories.
Yeah.
Yeah, or better paint, or like there's a lot of things I'd rather them spend that budget on than something that I could buy all of and complete something Like I'd rather just buy that thing by itself in a pack.
Yep.
You know.
Well, and Marvel Legends proves it once again. You know, would you rather spend like $160 to build Rhino or wait 2 years and buy it for 40?
Yeah.
When ultimately all you wanted anyways was Rhino.
Yeah.
No, I want Hasbro to do more stuff like they did with the Cantina Showdown. Like we got 3 figures.
Yeah.
One of them was an update of an old figure with a better head. 2 of them were figures we hadn't seen before at the time. And then we got, half a bar. Like do another side of that. Release another 3-pack with like some more Cantina aliens and the other side of that bar, as like a whole set. I would eat that up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even question it.
It's crazy to me. I think it was in the Luke Ness Monster interview, where Eric was just kind of like, yeah, there's no plans to like revisit that or release the rest
Bizarre.
of it. And it's like, what do you mean?
You gotta buy 2, but then you're only limited to buying
So
one.
one.
Well,
Yeah,
even
only,
then,
only if you're in the United States though,
Right.
because everyone else was able to buy multiples of that pack.
Well, even then though, I don't want to buy it. I don't want to spend $200 just to get
Right.
a whole thing and then 3 extra figures that I don't need. Like
Right.
that was
Just
too
came
much.
with-
Yeah,
It should have just been that full half.
the whole.
Yeah.
But
But I think at the time though, there would have been a good chance to like at least make some decent money back on those figures. I mean, I don't know how much the Obi-Wan is going for loose, but that is technically the only way to get a New Hope photoreal
It is,
Obi-Wan.
yep,
So
yep.
you might be able to recoup a decent amount of cost if you just sell those figures.
Yeah.
Also, Ponda Baba does have the exclusive hands in that
That's
set
true.
as well.
That's true.
So
They could have just
probably-
done the full half, like the half.
you know,
like,
but
they could have just done like the half bar by itself.
I would
Afterwards
have
or
paid
something, like,
an extra $20 to get the other half of that bar.
literally.
Zach, Go ahead.
That's all I was gonna say. I
was gonna say, Zach, I almost feel like maybe now that we're into 3D printing, it's like we don't need that shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's like
that.
maybe instead of that, do more. Like instead of diorama pieces, do more like an e-web. Like not really a
Yeah, that's a
diorama
big
piece,
one.
but it's like a
Yeah.
weapon.
Or like,
I'd
a
rather
heavy,
see
like the heavy
stuff like
gunner blaster that the clones have, but TVC has it, and Black Series.
I'm just
doesn't,
one
but-
step away from saying I'm gonna 3D print a better one. But now it's like it's almost kind of true because we can literally print the entire bar with like maybe $10 worth of filament.
But the point still stands, though, that you still have to buy a $300
Yeah.
piece of equipment to start.
Yeah, and someone commented.
journey.
Someone commented on one of our last streams when we were talking about 3D printing, and they were like, instead of spending all that money on a printer, I'm just gonna keep buying like individual pieces. And then I like,
Yeah. See, now that I feel like is financially
I'm like,
silly.
if you're commissioning a bunch of like custom stuff, you're gonna end up spending more on the long run than actually buying your own printer.
Yeah,
Oh,
I looked
for
at.
sure.
Is it 2797 that sells Landspeeder Luke stuff? I was looking at buying a full like the
Hex.
the Bespin dual stand for Luke and Vader, and it was like $90.
Yeah.
Printed.
They're even selling
And,
Luke's
yeah.
hexagon stands for like $55. I was
I
like,
don't
and
know
like-
why I'm doing that. You can just go on Luke's Etsy and get them for $7, printed and painted.
Exactly.
Exact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He prints them, paints them, autographs them,
Ships them to Australia.
Ships them to Australia free. $7.
ships them to Australia, has the person ship them back to him. He pays shipping and then ships them
Yeah.
back.
All
All
for
for
$7.
$7. He's living in 1802 with that kind of money.
But yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. Even like getting something as simple as like accessories. I know you can't really 3D print like weapons and stuff, but like when I buy stuff from John Walker Customs, it's like $8 a piece for an unpainted weapon.
Yeah.
Right.
Those are resin printed, not filament
right.
printed. Yeah.
That's
But you know, similar concept.
Similar
like,
concept, yeah.
you're still going to be paying much more than what you would be if just in the long run you bought the printer and started printing on your own.
Yeah, and because I've noticed like a lot of the cost for 3D printing is up front. Like you pay for the printer and you pay for like 6 rolls of filament. I've printed almost this entire Darth Vader operation table, and I'm still not even through half the roll of like light gray filament. Like you actually get a lot of filament for like what you think.
Yeah. And I like that you can choose on your prints how much filament you want to use, you know, like if you want to have them a little bit more flimsy and hollow. Yeah, like you can do that if you want to. I think that's a really neat part, cuz if you're like, you know, this is going to sit on a shelf, it's not really going to move, like you don't really have to worry about it being sturdy.
Yeah, and that's what whenever I did this, like this is
right,
I made it.
Yeah, like
I made it
the
as
Grogu
hollow
rock
as possible, and then but with the Vader table, like the actual bed, like the front, there's 2 pieces, the front and back, and you got to like glue them together or whatever, and then it rocks. And since I'm thinking it's gonna hold a figure, and it's gonna have to like sway back and forth, so I actually made it 15% infill, so a little more than what I would normally like. I normally try to do 10%.
Right.
So I made that one a little more sturdy than what I normally would, and I still have a lot of filament left.
Nice.
So, but I love that I've gotten in 3D printing. Hope Luke just keeps making some cool dioramas for us. I want to do the tainted walls, but I did the slice, and it's gonna take like a day or something for it to do one.
I really want to do the
wall.
Hoth one.
I feel like for the sake of everything that happened with GTP toys, at the very least, Justin, we got to get ourselves some Tantive hallways.
Yeah, true.
Just because
we do. I want to do that.
Let's reach out to GTP Toys and tell them that we'll do the princess editions.
Yeah.
on your single printer.
And we're just using Luke's files. And we're profiting off of it.
Guess what, man? We got the perfect plan for you.
Exactly. No, but yeah, that's why like I would want Black Series to pivot for like more paint accessories. Like and especially where like even if I wasn't into 3D printing, which I wasn't at the time, getting that quarter of a bar was dumb. And if that's like with the budget and whatever, if that's like the best they can do for that price, because wasn't that like 110?
It was 110.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
So like 3 figure, you know, it's
$75 per or 20. Yeah, $75 for the 3 figures. Let's just call that what it is, because they're $25 a pop, and then another $50 or so for that like flimsy plastic. Yeah,
a quarter of a bar. I'm like, it couldn't even do like the full curve.
No,
the half. Yeah.
That's not good.
And don't you only get half of like the middle part of the bar too?
Yep.
Yeah, like it's sliced in
Christ.
half.
Yeah, it
like
slices like the canisters in half or something.
Really
no, they did a
weird.
really good job making sure that you could put 2 of them together if you wanted to.
Yeah.
That's what's like the most frustrating is like the marketing and then like the actual product team. You could just tell they were not on the same page. They're like, oh, buy 2 of them, you can make the full bar, and then you get to buy it.
Well, in the promo shots, they showed multiple sets, and then in the little tiny text, it says multiple sets required.
That was the thing, is like the marketing team's just like, just buy 2, nerd. And it's like, what if I could?
Yeah.
I saw Robert said that he was able to game the system and logged onto his wife's account and secured a second one. So good on you there, Robert. I wasn't thinking about that.
Smart. But one of them wasn't a Hasbro Pulse Premium member, so you got to pay some shipping, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'll always pay shipping. It's not worth it to have that membership.
Oh, I disagree. I've spent way more than $50 in shipping from Hasbro Pulse between all the stuff I've bought from them.
But you buy like 87 lines from Hasbro, Mike.
That's true. That's right. That's for me.
So
sense.
it's worth it. It's worth it for you.
So I buy Transformers. I buy G.I. Joe, which, by the way, my most disappointing figure of the year was Dusty from G.I. Joe. He is bad. That's all.
Which one's Dusty?
He's just a generic white dude with a rubber hat that doesn't fit well.
Is that not the crocodile guy?
No.
No. You know what G.I. Joe figure was amazing last year?
Spirit.
Storm
Shadow. Both of those are great.
Yeah, didn't get Spirit. I want those animals though.
Oh,
I want
love,
the animals.
I love that I have a menagerie of 6-inch scaled animals because of G.I. Joe. Got a cool wolf, got a cool crocodile, I got a cool eagle. You know, I got some snakes now. Justin's falling asleep because he doesn't like G.I. Joe.
They're just getting us back for talking about 3D printing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're so selfish. The moment we're on something else.
Mike, let's talk about Mythic Legions.
Let's do it.
And let's talk about Cosmic Legions as well.
You gotta pay up front for Mythic Legions.
Not if you wait for Big Bad Toy Store to get them. You still have to pay a little bit more.
And by a little bit more, you mean like $20 more.
It depends on the thing, but also, so I've mathed this out. Depending on what you buy, buying them cheaper from Store Horseman after shipping from them is about the same as getting them from Big Bad Toy Store with their flat rate shipping.
That's a fair point. But I like buying straight from the manufacturer, though.
Me too.
No middleman.
No middleman. You get it right from the people that made it.
Yep, exactly.
Which is why that was not a valid point against that stream when we were saying like,
exactly.
It's best judgment, you know, don't pay up for your pre-order. It's like, well, we're talking about like fan channels who are a middleman.
Yes.
Mythic
Not the people who are
Legions.
making it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Not the same thing.
I would obviously the margins in the action figure middleman world are very slim, as we've seen recently.
In fact, it's kind of dumb that prices aren't a lot cheaper on Hasbro Pulse because you're buying it directly from Hasbro.
No, Mike. We're Hasbro shills. Stop saying this.
I feel like they just put like
Stop.
the
Getting us out
guys
of
with
their
the
pocket.
mustache and the glasses. And we're not Hasbro.
You are literally going to brain bust the people that hate watch our content.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Well, they just literally use a Shopify like storefront, like
Right.
it. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I don't really care. I'll buy it. I'm a shell.
Yeah.
I can get mad about it and I can get frustrated about it and I could like tear myself up, like just impotently yelling at people on the internet about how mad I am about it, or I can just either ignore it, do something else, or buy it. Like those are my options.
Yep. Just focus on what you like instead of not. I mean, it's just like, remember when people thought the prices were going to go down on plastic-free packaging?
Nope.
Like, why would you think that?
Why would they? They didn't do that for cost saving, although it does cost save. That's not why they did it.
All right.
Just like they thought that Hasbro would include more accessories or whatever because the prices went up. Like that's not why the prices went up. Although Hasbro, if you're listening, and I really hope you are, if you did want to raise the prices by like $5 or $10 across the board, specifically to add more accessories and paint and things, I would be okay with it to a point. Like for instance, with the starting lineup figures being $50 a pop, but they come with a stand. They come with a bunch of hands. Don't care about the NFT. They can just throw that in the garbage. Yeah,
I think they should get rid of all accessories and replace them with NFTs.
NFT accessories.
Do you remember
virtual blasters and virtual?
Do you remember the NECA turtle NFT thing with Walmart?
What a nightmare!
Did you hear about this, Zach? Okay, so what happened was, to buy this figure, you had to buy an NFT of it and then trade that NFT in for the actual figure. So if you never do that, you still own the figure, but you have this NFT of it. And so in theory, they have your figure in a warehouse somewhere.
I think they're doing this with a new wave of Game of Thrones Funko Pops too. Has anybody heard of this? Where there's Game of Thrones Funko Pop NFTs, and you can go on eBay and there's like a Daenerys with an egg that's selling for like $500, but it's an NFT. And I'm not even sure if you can trade it in for an actual like pop or not.
You know what's funny? Those like little dude bros will be hating on plastic free, but then they'll be all over like getting the figure, a digital photo of their figure.
Yeah,
but it's a blockchain, bro.
It's unique. How crypto bros are.
I'm on the blockchain. Dogecoin. You don't get it. Yeah. I think even McFarlane Toys has been like jumping into like buy a digital version of your action figure. It's
Why?
Like, for what?
That's so
For what?
stupid.
For
what reason?
what?
Why would they do
Why
that?
Profit. Corporate
Why
profit.
why would looking at a picture of this figure be better than me holding it in my hand in my real life? Like
For people
Especially,
like me who are running out of room, but they still want to buy the figure.
Especially like it's literally the internet. Like you can save images to your PC or your phone.
Yeah, but you're not on the blockchain, bro. It's not the same.
Value doesn't
Yeah.
go up over time, bro.
let's hold
That's
up our
right.
phones and prove it to me that it's
One
not.
of my favorite Twitter accounts is the Twitter Bros Taking L's, where it just talks about like all the people that bought $10,000 or whatever of NFTs that are worth like $30 now or $20 now.
Listen.
Like the Trump ones that came out like a month or two ago.
Listen, Mike, they are temporarily embarrassed billionaires, all right? They are temporarily
Oh
embarrassed
no!
billionaires.
Some of them are billionaires, but some of them are just like regular people that got hoodwinked into this Ponzi scheme.
Right, they're not billionaires. They're future.
Yeah, they're not. They're future
They're
billionaires.
temporarily
Future- I see what you're saying.
embarrassed billionaires.
Yeah,
I see what
Any
you're
day
saying.
now.
in training.
Future.
If I
The money will
suck up
come.
to enough rich people, they'll notice me.
Notice me, senpai.
All right, let's
jumping
bring
back
it-
to the
this
This
Back
did
on
a
the rails
weird turn
here.
for a Black Series.
Jumping back to the prices though, you know
Yeah.
what does grind my gears a little bit with Black Series pricing is that, like, I know why it is, but it still annoys me that new sculpts, like brand new unique sculpts and figures that have like never been done before, are cheaper than repaints. Like, I think that's the newish
Or
thing
the
that's
same
kind of
price.
been annoying me. Because, and I know they're exclusive and that's why they're more expensive, but you'll get an Andor Shore Trooper with less paint, which is a sculpt from 2016, for $28. Depending on where you live, you're spending almost $30 after tax on a Shore Trooper repaint with less paint. And since it's exclusive, it's like almost $30. Meanwhile, mainline, which is filled with like the new tooling, the new sculpts, is thankfully the $25. But you would just think like new tooling would be more than a cheap repaint.
Yeah, so that kind of brings up a question I was going to ask is, so if assuming, say, paint, accessories, and everything stayed the same as it currently is, what's the next price increase that would maybe price you out? Like, would there be like another jump to like $26.99, and then would like the next one to like $28.99 price you out if everything stayed the same, or how would that affect your collecting?
If everything stayed the same, I think I would start being a lot more discerning over what I buy at $30 a pop. I think, and that's where the whole people that cry slippery slope. It's a fallacy for a reason. Everyone has that hard line, like everyone does. You know, there's always a point where you just got to be like, you know what, this slope's too steep. I'm gonna stop going on it. As if you don't have any control. Like, oh no, the money's just flying in my wallet. No, what am I gonna do? You know, like you could obviously stop at whatever point you want. So, like, I
That's
think
not true, Mike. Hasbro comes to my house and they beat me until I buy.
Where's my money? Where's my money, Nate?
The thing though with like the price increases, because they've been $19.99 for so long, now mainline is $25.
Yeah.
Over the course of 10 years, like, I know it wasn't like slowly increasing over time, it was kind of all at once, like over the course
Yes.
of maybe 2
It was
years.
very
2 years,
rapidly,
yeah. Yeah.
But mainline, there's like 3 to 4 waves of mainline a year extra. When it was $22.99, I was like, okay, the waves are like super spread out, and I still feel the same way at 25. Like, the waves are super spread out. It's only $5 more. There's like 5 figures in a wave, and then a couple of them are double packed. I'm relatively unaffected with mainline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for someone like you, Justin, you're good, you know, because you don't collect many other lines. I think
True.
it's when you get into collectors that are purchasing religiously in more than one line that, oh yeah, now everything is $28 a piece. It's like that really starts to add up.
It adds
And
up real fast. Yeah.
that's why, someone like me, like I've been talking about, I had my little cute romance with TVC, but once those figures started hitting $17.99 a piece,
And Boba Fett repaints for $21.
I'm out. I gotta say I'm out unless it's gonna be something like super desirable for me or it's gonna be like a good sale. But otherwise, like I had to, I'm done with TVC at full price. I can't do that and Black Series and keep up with the occasional NECA. And thankfully, McFarlane has also pivoted into like random awful character costume choice. so I haven't bought a McFarlane figure in months because I'm just like, man, they went off the rails. They're doing weird costumes I've never seen before. So I'm like, I'm kind of
Don't you
happy.
think it's kind of weird that we almost hope for figures that we don't want? And some people, they're like, oh, what a relief. I don't have to spend money.
Well, especially for someone like me, like I've always been a pretty big DC fan, and DC has always notoriously had like the worst figure selection. Like Mattel just could not get it together. And so as a DC fan, even though McFarlane figures aren't perfect, it's still like, these are the best, cheapest DC figures we've had in 20 years.
Yeah.
But, I am still happy. Like recently, I'm like, yeah, keep doing those weird Batmans I don't know anything about.
I feel like McFarlane is really hit or miss with the proportions of the figures. Like
for sure,
you get those weird chest areas where they put, like Darkseid, for instance, from the Justice League movie, where he looks like he has like a skin suit on because it's like hanging off over. Like it's just, it looks really weird. And I feel like that's true for a good chunk of their figures. I feel like you really have to be a really big fan of DC to kind of ignore a lot of that stuff.
Well, and there's definitely a lot of growing pains for McFarlane just in general.
Well, he's just getting into articulation in general because he's used to making statues, basically. Yeah,
exactly. So I can understand them being like, I don't know, like none of their sculptors know how to make joint cuts because they've never had to do it.
Yeah,
but obviously it was the right move because statues are dead.
Yeah.
Like who's out here collecting unless it's like the super high end statues, but I would say like the relative like
40 to 60
like like $40 to $60 statue, like that's kind of a dead market.
Yeah.
All you see is oceans of clearance at Target, Walmart, GameStop. GameStop has all those statues and they're all on clearance all the time.
Yeah, what's the last Star Wars figure that Kotobukiya has made? I feel like I haven't seen one in a while. Have they made one in a while?
There's been some recent stuff for sure.
My wife and I were having a conversation the other night where she basically said, well, you treat all your toys like statues. And I was like, I guess, but the thing is they're in poses that I chose. And I have the option of displaying them differently if I want to versus like a statue. Like everyone's statue looks the same. It's posed the same way because that's just how it looks. Versus like I could have a Darth Vader in a different pose from like Justin or Zach or Nate because we all have different, ideas of what he should look like or how he should be holding his lightsaber. There's just a lot of cool options.
If you want it in like a specific scene or something.
Yeah.
So Kotobukiya did a season 7 Ahsoka, Captain Rex, and it looks like a Wrecker as like some of their last stuff, but $159 a piece though.
Yikes.
Whoo! For a 10-inch statue too. It's only 10 inches. It's
Speaking
not even
of which,
that big of a statue.
Did you guys see the Yak Face post they just posted of the Hot Toys Clone Wars Obi-Wan?
I did not.
It looks really good.
I thought you were gonna drop news of like a
Shut up.
Droid.
Yeah. No, I was hoping. That's why. That's why I opened it up.
Really.
I was hoping we were gonna get some a live
There's
drop
been
or
no
anything.
Black Series news.
Oh man,
it's been dry. I guess they're all on holiday break, right? Or
I mean, it makes sense, but
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
we'll get an announcement soon. We have the Indiana Jones fan first, like next week.
Yeah. Okay,
There's
this Clone Wars
apparently an
Obi-Wan is
upcoming
cool.
like one of those
Okay.
interviews.
The inclusion of the Phase 1 helmet has me feeling some type of way. That's incredible.
Oh,
That's
the
really
Obi-Wan.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Justin will tell you, I have my Tartakovsky Clone Wars figure posed up holding the Phase 1 helmet, even though it's not the same costume, but that's like a nice little nod.
Yeah.
Because we don't ever see Obi-Wan put a clone trooper helmet on in 3D Clone Wars,
No,
right?
it only happened in the Tartakovsky one.
Yeah.
He puts on a Mando
He
helmet.
puts on a band.
He does
bounty
put-
hunter,
Right,
yeah.
right. And then he has like the Reiko Hardin disguise at one
Yeah.
point or whatever. Yeah. But that's a pretty sick hot toy, not gonna lie. That Super Battle Droid is a pretty sick hot toy too, and makes me want that Black Series version even more.
I was gonna say, so odds that we're getting a Super Battle Droid this year.
I mean,
I
we're
think they're
getting
high.
a
I think they're
Magna
high.
Guard.
I think they're high.
I think they're high.
Especially at this point, it's becoming like Hasbro is just ignoring
Yeah.
us.
It's
Because
like a
they
hole at this point.
They know. Eric knows. Eric
Yeah.
is not. He's not a dumb guy. He's a smart guy. He's got a big brain.
yeah.
We
this
have-
is the year.
We have a great bit tomorrow because we're filming this episode of Black Series Cantina on the Thursday night.
Was genuinely shocked, Justin, when I watched that bit at how many times
We do this bit
I was like, what?
where
Is this what
we,
you're talking about? Where you're like going back and
we
Yeah.
get to our number one and we're like number one, and then it does like the ripple like flashback like do 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 do, and then it's. I tried my very best to find every instance where we have like Super Battle Droid as like our most wanted.
I bet you missed like 7
Yeah.
instances. Also.
Right. Like all the way back to 2019.
It's a-
and I just love
Yeah, it's a good
2019. It's like pre 2020 Out of the Basement where we like took it seriously. So Nate's
Mm-hmm.
just like, Hasbro is idiotic if they don't have this figure in the pipeline.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's
That's
great.
awesome.
That's a great clip.
Oh,
yeah.
It
Wait,
has
what?
to be. It
Yeah.
has to be either this year or 2025.
Sweet summer child.
2 of the next 3 years, it has to be in the line.
If they're doing
Dude,
the Magna Guard,
Well, I feel like they could even do like a Mandalorian version. Like they can put it anywhere they want.
I'm fine
'cause-
with anything.
That's
Yeah.
that's the thing is
Yeah.
the repaint potential is high because you could go
Battlefront.
gaming greats, you can
Yep.
go
Clone
Tartakovsky, you could go 3D Clone Wars, 2D Clone Wars, Mandalorian.
give him the wrist, give him like the rocket launcher wrist, release it again.
You could go the movies, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. You could put it in multiple different boxes.
I would rebuy it as many times as they repacked it as an excuse
for sure.
as an excuse to army build them. I don't
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't buy multiples of just the same release. I might buy 2, but
Well, I'm
like
getting 2 if they.
You
when they
gotta
drop
buy
it.
2.
It's-
Yeah,
you
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
buy 2.
Yeah, I'll
I
probably
need
buy
2
2.
on each
Yeah.
side of Dooku. Like, I need 4.
Exactly. But if then they were like, here's a Gaming Greats one, I'm like, well, okay, here's another one I'm buying. And if they're like, here's the Mandalorian version, I'm like, okay, there's a 4th one. You know, so like I would do that. For sure.
Deluxe Droidica.
That's
That's on
just
the list. That's
yeah.
on the list.
So
That's
okay,
just-
let's talk wish lists.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
Oh.
Let's talk.
Yeah.
I have.
our
I have.
episode literally drops tomorrow. So by the time you're listening to this Black
Oh
Series
yeah, it'll be
Cantina
way after
episode,
that. Yeah.
Go back and watch Out of the Basement on YouTube.
Yeah.
We got our wish list on there, top 10. But yes, Droidica is on there. There's a lot of OT stuff as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want
prequel
to ruin my top 10 list because I'm about
Right.
to make mine too. But I will say I've got some on here because I
Just
really.
do some highlights. Like
well,
your
I'm going
top
to do highlights.
3
I'm
or
not going to give
something.
numbers. I'm not going to give numbers on where they are on my list, but I'm going to give some because my problem was as I was going down to make my wish list, four or five of last year's wish list came out in the last year.
Yeah, only two
they
of
either-
ours from last year.
They
came
got
through.
announced or they came out. So I'm like, okay, well, those are gone off my list. But like, do I want to keep some of these other ones on there, or do I want something fresh? You know, like how much do I want to replace?
Here's what I'll do. Mike, you name a couple that are on your list, and then everybody say a couple that they really want that no one else has said, so we don't talk about the same thing.
Well, I've got 3 on here I think no one else put on there, because I really was like, what would be out of left field? Like, I would never expect them to put these in the line, but it would be really cool if they did a wild card pick. And I went I went High Republic. I think it would be really cool if they did Stellan Gios or Ivar Chris. They're cool looking main Jedi characters. They've got that High Republic like Jedi look. They've got cool looking lightsabers. The gold. I think it would be really cool if we got at least 1 or 2. Even if they want to, like, I don't know, do like the comic line where they reuse some stuff, you know, whatever, it's fine.
They should do Geode.
There's like no High Republic figures, period.
No, there's not.
No merch.
There's no merch.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool if they found a way to do that.
I think at the very least, Avar Chris, she deserves a figure.
Agreed.
100%. Yeah. Great character design. Yep. She looks awesome. I put for my wild card pick on the wish list, Fal Modama, which is the Tal's Jedi from the Tartakovsky Clone Wars series.
All right.
I have the 3 3/4 inch figure of that character, and I love the 3 3/4 inch one. So I'm just like, if they did a Black Series one, it'd be stupid.
And they
good.
could do the Cantina patron. They would have that
head sculpt.
Because all they would need to do is the Jedi robe, soft rubber overlay. That's all it needs to be, soft rubber overlay, and then take that off, and then we also have the Tal's Cantina alien.
Or you could just do like Clone Wars.
All right, little 2-for-1 special. You could do the same thing with the Athorian Jedi
I was
as
gonna
well,
say that too.
and also team it up with Hammerhead as well.
And then make it a 3-pack with Shaggy, and we're good.
Yeah.
But it almost seems like Hasbro's replaced their love for creatures with droids recently. Like they've been going way hard on droids, whereas like in the past they kind of went way hard on like some of the creature designs, like Gamorrean Guard or like the slug creature from Solo. It's like randomly
Moloch
an epic
or something.
Moloch, randomly an epic figure.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. It's pretty sick.
Like it's got some weight to it. It's got great paint apps on it. But now it's like the
removable face mask thing.
Yeah. But it almost seems like the team now they're like, man, forget the creatures. It's all about droids now.
Yeah.
Which I'm still down for, but I would love just a nice balance.
Yeah.
Get back to giving us some more unique creatures.
My wild card pick was the Dark Trooper from the classic Battlefront games. So it's that like blue-gray jump trooper class,
like the Dark Forces version.
Yeah, and with like the dark maroon visor, super cool.
Yeah.
Get the jetpack on there.
Which, speaking of which, Kyle Katarn was also on my list somewhere. Dark Forces was one of my favorite video games growing up, and I feel like it'd be really cool if we got a toy of him. And we have Jaden Solo, like. Give us a Kyle Katarn. Why not?
Yeah, only 2 picks of our 2022 list came true, and that was Grand Inquisitor and Clone Wars Maul. So if we could get at least 2 more, because 2021 2 came true. So every year that we've made a list, 2 have came true.
Yep.
So
you need to make your 10 through like 5 the super battle droid, and then 1 through or 10 through 6 the droideka, and then 1 through 5 the super battle droid. So that way droideka comes true.
I do want to talk about the droideka a little bit, because specifically I want to ask Mike his feelings on it, because you are a Transformers fan.
Yes, I am.
You're a Transformer. Yep. You're a Transformers boy.
It's true.
How important is it to you, or would it be to you, that the droideka could roll up into a ball?
So important. Like, it was important for me that the battle droid could fold up. Like, is it perfect? No, but it does it well enough where I'm satisfied with it. So it'd be the same thing with a droideka, where I would want it to fold up as best as it can, where it's believable.
And it'd be like
Would
a
you-
$33 figure, right? So as best it could for a
Oh, for
$33
sure.
figure.
I feel like it'd be more.
You know,
I
think
would,
it would
I
actually
would pay
roll up.
if it fully rolled up
That's
and
true.
like had a lot and was like spot on. I would pay 35, 40
What about
for
the
it.
shield? Would you want the shield?
I feel like the shield is not going to work at mass market.
Yeah, I
hey
feel the same
Justin,
way.
we'll have Luke just design us one, and we're good.
Well, my
Yeah.
thought was the shield could double up as the ball. Like you could clam it around there to make it roll, but then you can take it off and like take part
What
off
if-
and just let it on top and it'd be a shield.
What if it came in like
But-
an SDCC
I
pack
don't
or
know.
something, and then the shield
What?
was kind of like the packaging
Oh,
almost?
or like it's kind of it came packaged in
Yeah.
the shield.
like an SD. I
yeah,
actually worked for
'cause I-
Hasbro. Didn't-
I feel like that's the hard part about
Yeah.
the shield specifically for the Droideka is that it's transparent. Like parts
Yeah.
of it are
Yeah,
transparent.
and there's like little electricity effects in it.
So I just feel like that's not something that could be done at like a regular mass market retail price. But
HasLab
just a
Droideka. Got it.
just to quickly jump back, would it be a deal breaker for you if the figure did not transform at all?
No, I'd still get one just to have one on the shelf. Like I'd be okay if it was just like posable and didn't fold up, because the robot part it is more important than the ball. I will
Yeah.
never display it in, but
Right.
it would make it a better figure if they could put the time and energy and budgeting into making it do that.
Yeah, because Justin and I were talking about this, and I think we both agreed like we're to the point where we're so desperate, we're just like skip the
Just cut it.
Make it a statue.
because like in my random head, I just picture like the reason we don't have the Droideka is because they can't figure out how to get it to get into a ball.
Well, what if it's physically impossible because they're all CGI? Like, what if it's just not
Yeah.
possible?
What if they just partnered
or-
with the Transformers team and just figured it out?
figure
it out.
Figure
Yeah.
it out. And honestly, I feel
You
like
said it.
I feel like it wouldn't bother me that much if it didn't, because other than the novelty of doing it once and rolling it back and forth
Right.
like 2 times, I'm gonna unfold it and pick a good pose, and it's going on my.
Well,
pre-roll
it's the
shelf,
same thing
you
with the
know?
battle
Yeah.
droids. Like, it's cool they can fold up into little
Yeah.
transport
Yeah.
mode, but like I
I-
never display them like that.
I almost kind of reverting back to like the statue thing. Like, does it even need to have articulation?
Absolutely,
Yes.
it does. It absolutely
But it
does.
literally
And
just
we need the head
stands
to
there.
at least be able to look.
Because how are you
left
gonna
and
have those
right and-
3 tiny little triangle feet? Like, what are you gonna have them running? Like,
It's
what?
on a. It's. I want them to be able to be posed differently.
I would, yeah, and I would love because it'd be ball joint right there,
Uh-huh.
but 3 ball joints for the legs. You'd have your ball joint butterfly hinges up here on the shoulders for it, so you could get it into some different poses.
If the 3 3/4 inch one that came out for episode 1 can have articulation, I would want a 6-inch
Okay,
version to have it.
maybe not like absolutely 0% articulation, but I don't think it needs
I get what you're getting
some
at. Like it does.
super
It doesn't
dynamic.
like. It doesn't need an ab crunch. It doesn't need like head swivel.
I want butterfly joints. I want big beefy arms coming out of the
everything.
back
Oh,
of the
yeah.
neck. I
because
want
I
a
get
Trogdor.
like you would want it to like alternate the blasters. Like I
It
totally
would.
get that.
It would at least need to be able to
Yeah.
go
a
like
little
that.
trigger
So-
on the back that makes it go like that. I know y'all are a fan of
No,
the gimmicks
no
and
gimmicks.
figures,
Oh, yeah.
right?
No
Y'all-
gimmicks.
I want a
No
twist.
gimmicks.
It should have a twisting thing that you
twist.
Yeah, I want,
rotate.
and
it.
it- and it- no, I want to wind it up and then it walks forward.
and it rolls itself.
I want it to come. I want it to come with a brand new comm chip that retroactively works with that little handset thing.
Hell
Do you guys
yeah.
remember that
Hell
with the
yeah.
episode 1
Yes.
toys?
You set
And
them on
put
it.
the
Yep.
you put the
They
little
were
chip
terrible.
on it, and it had the most low res quality like
Audio,
quote from the
yeah.
movie. It would literally be like,
I'm fairly certain most of them weren't even rips from the actual dialogue of the people talking. They were people that vaguely sort of they were like
For
literally they
sure.
were literally Hasbro employees that were recording
Yeah.
into a
Yeah.
very muddy microphone. Yeah.
yep.
What if it came with like
it's-
a Hot Wheels booster thing with batteries? And when it's like rolled up, you put it in there,
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Now,
That's one-
now you're just
that'd
getting
be
silly.
sick.
Now we're just getting silly.
Yeah, now it's silly.
Yeah.
Now it's silly.
That
Now
puts it off the list.
Beforehand,
No.
it's totally
first,
serious.
First of all, Hot Wheels is Mattel. Okay.
But they could knock it off. They could do a knockoff. They don't
Well,
own the
anyways.
rights on a booster thing of Make It Fly.
True.
They
Well,
could.
my wild card pick, I'll do.
Yeah.
I'll do.
Oh, Zach, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. Yes.
I
yes.
forgot you existed for a second.
I'll just go ahead and close my camera. It's
Kentucky.
okay. I couldn't. I was having trouble thinking of one, but I was just kind of looking at my list. So I'll do for my wild card pick, unfinished C-3PO from the Phantom Menace.
Ooh.
Okay.
For like,
I like that
Okay.
pick.
yeah.
What if they did like the original 3 3/4 inch figure where it was episode 2 and you got like
You
the
get to
crappy
open
bronze
it.
parts, but you could take them off and he could be the wiry C3PO?
I would accept it. I would accept, especially if you can pop the helmet off or pop the head off and then put a battle droid head on it or something.
I was gonna say I would like a
Yes.
C-3PO Battle Droid 2-pack where you could swap the heads.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be cool.
Jedi dogs.
So, all right, Mike, go with your 3. So just a random 3 figures.
I gave 3 figures.
Okay, so now we got to do like, all right, Nate, your 3 figures that
I thought we all just did that.
we only did wild card picks.
Oh, my 3
The
figures
3.
were my wild cards.
Oh.
okay.
They were your
Imperial Gunner.
Mine was
Yeah.
that was number 10 on my list for the longest time, and I had to bump them off.
the Imperial Gunner hurts just because most of that figure already
It's already
exists in
Yes.
the line.
They could just
Yeah.
do the head and
It's as much as they love to reuse and repaint. This one is like staring
It's
everyone
like the
right
Imperial
in the
Gunner.
face.
The same thing with the 212th Airborne Company, where it's
Yeah.
like the figure exists, but they just refuse, like just paint
Yeah.
a different color.
You got to make a little shoulder.
Yeah, the ammo thing, the canisters. Brian says Quinlan Voss, Star Killer, and Ronan from Vision.
Well, the rumors were getting a
Ooh,
Star Killer.
Ronan.
Ronan was going to be one of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronan would be
Ronan
sick.
would be really cool. But the rumor is we're getting a Star Killer, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what Yak
Yep.
said so far.
We're supposed to get a
Crate Luke as
Comic
well.
Con exclusive version.
But then it'll get a standard release as well. It's like
I-
going to be one of those.
I honestly just peering out and looking at my 3 3/4 inch display, I would love to see some of those huge figures like Efont Mon or Hermie Odal.
A Mono
Like
Man.
get those in the black, like the ridiculous Jabba's Palace aliens, because the 3 3/4 inch figures are like serious works of art. Like they're super detailed, have tons of paint on them. So I just know like the 6-inch version would be like incredible.
Yeah. Oh, like a Bomar Monk would be really rad.
Yes, I would love to see a Bomar Monk.
Yeah,
That would be incredible.
One of our numbers on the list is literally just Cantina patrons.
Yeah.
Because we
Pick
love,
one.
awesome.
Just
we
throw
love
a
cheating.
dart.
Yeah, throw him in a hat and
That's
and
exactly
draw.
what we say. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's like picking a name out
You
of
picked out-
out of a hat.
I
Boschek.
want the little bat grabbing his
Yeah,
drink.
Cabe.
Cabe?
Or
Yeah.
Like the Tonica sisters we
The
mentioned.
Deveronian guy.
Deveronian,
That vampire dude with the
Wolfman.
Yeah, the
Justice for Wolfman.
They're never gonna give us a Wolfman. They wrote him out of existence, and that sucks.
Yep.
Didn't he get I might.
The
have-
only
Man.
figure is Power of the Force
Yeah.
for Wolfman.
I have that one.
is
Like Lax Sevrak.
Yep.
Wasn't
Sebrak.
he like force sensitive in the Legends books somehow? I'm pretty
I
sure.
wouldn't be
I'm pretty
surprised.
sure.
I don't know.
I wouldn't,
No,
I wouldn't
I-
be surprised.
So if I remember right, I'm pretty sure this happened in the Tales from Mos Eisley Cantina. Which, by the way, this is why like one of the great reasons why most of those legend books are garbage. But the person basically wrote a story where he and that little lamprey eel thing, which was a girl, were in love. She died somehow, and he saw like a Force Ghost vision of her on Hoth because he was on Hoth in that battle as well somehow. And then he died, and he became a
Yeah.
Force Ghost
There's
as well.
nothing.
Well, it's, everyone remembers the good Legends Star Wars books. They're like, oh, it was all good, and it's like, no, there was
Trash.
for every one good Star Wars book, there was 10 pieces of garbage.
Oh no!
I mean,
Sweet
even
Summer
some
Child.
of even some of like the canon backstories for some of these Cantina, like even Dr. Evazan, he's like a plastic surgeon.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, what the hell am I?
You're just like,
reading right now?
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. But no, I would love to see some wacky stuff. Just
Right.
get back
We
to
have a good
aliens.
balance in our
crazy
list
with it.
of things that are like 100% essential. Like obviously Max Rebo Band is in our
Yeah.
list.
There's
Ooh.
two things I would like. I'm sorry. For 2023,
No, you're okay. You're
there's
okay.
two things I would like for Hasbro to do. Number one, ignore any current content and put out like backfill old content. Like spend a year and just backfill old content. I have a theory that they're going to redo the first wave. We're already getting a fully updated R2D2. They just did
10th anniversary.
that's what I'm saying. It's the 10th anniversary of the line. We have a new stormtrooper they could reuse for this for the sand trooper. We just got a new Darth Maul parts that they could retool kind of maybe with a new lower half into a Darth Maul. They could redo the Luke Skywalker. Like if they
A
did
new
those
X-Wing
four
pilot suit would be fabulous.
and the line needs a new X-Wing pilot. Let's be honest. It'd be really cool if they did that. But my number one wish for 2023 would be soft goods that were wired, because I've been getting a lot more.
that'd be
I've been
nice.
getting a lot more in different lines, and I just love it so much when they have a wire that you can make it pose however you want.
And
It's-
Eric told you that there was a figure coming up that he really wanted to, and your
wanted to.
suspicion was it was the Tibonization Obi-Wan,
That was my
which
threat.
that's probably
That was my
very
threat.
Vader.
likely.
Maybe
that
it's
that was
Vader.
it.
Could
Or
be.
could
I
be
don't know.
Vader.
Yeah.
I feel like it's such a simple thing they could do, and I think most collectors would be more than willing to pay extra for wires. I know I would, because
100%.
anyone out there that ever has gotten a figure with a wired cape, that it automatically takes the figure into like another universe of quality.
Well,
When you can,
The posability is just
yeah.
I got the Serpentor from the classified line. He doesn't have a wired cape, but he has a little circle where the cape is sewn in on itself. And I bought a really small gauge wire. I got like 200 feet of wire for like $6 on Amazon. And I just
Nice.
measured out a strip, cut it, bent it a little bit, and forced it up each side. The whole process took like 15, 20 minutes. And now I have a wired cape on Serpentor, and it makes the figure completely different. Being able to put him on his chariot and,
Right.
and pose his cape up, billowing behind him on his air chariot,
You would think, especially for a figure like Serpentor,
Yeah.
that was already out of the gate very expensive. It is
$80,
a deluxe.
yeah.
It is a deluxe figure. You're telling me you couldn't have shoved a couple wires up there
I
for
would have
Serpentor?
I would have taken
the guy that drives around on a giant snake chariot.
I would have taken the wire instead of the sword he comes with. I would have taken the wire instead of like the snake, the regular snake he comes with, not the snake he throws, but the regular snake. Like there's so many things I would have taken. If they didn't do this, the wire instead, I would take the wire instead. Like it,
Right.
slam dunk.
No questions.
Yeah, but Mike, what you were saying about like you wanting them to like not focus on new media as much. When you guys were roasting me earlier because I didn't watch Bad Batch, I didn't watch the first 2 episodes. I was thinking in my head, like I almost said in the chat, I don't know why I didn't, but there's a part of me, a very selfish part of me, because not every Star Wars fan collects Black Series.
Here
But
it comes.
there is a small selfish part of me that wishes they would just halt new Star Wars media for a few years just so
Sure.
we can like get the backlog
Catch up. Yeah.
of, because imagine if Black Series was nothing but like prequel OT, like video game EU stuff. Like it'd be a lot more
Say it,
fun to
Justin.
me than just
Sequels.
getting nothing but
Say it, Justin.
Kenobi.
Sequels.
We got 14 Kenobi figures. We got so many Andor figures. We got
Yeah,
so many
we've got
Bad
so many
Batch,
Mandalorian. We've
Mando.
got, yeah.
I'm like, if we could just take a break for a few years without new Star Wars content, I feel like we would get so many great figures because they would
I
be
think-
forced to go to the backlog.
at the very least, like perfect example, I feel like Obi-Wan Kenobi is the prime example. Way too many figures for one season.
Was it
Of
6
TV.
episodes? 8 episodes?
Yeah, 6 episodes, and we got
like 14 figures.
14
we don't have
figures.
them
And
all.
3 of them were Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little insane.
One
Especially
of them was a Vader we've already had in the line.
I also think they were cashing in on like prequel hype because it's Obi.
Yeah.
Of the 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
You
But-
know?
But looking back and then looking at the characters they did choose to make figures of, most of them, you know, in the show for 2 seconds, 3, you know,
Tika?
1 scene, 2 scenes.
Need that Tika.
You know, it's
Let me pull up
stuff
the
like
master list.
it's stuff like that where looking back, I'm like, man, we could have, you know, maybe we could have skipped out on Tika and we could have gotten Coyote Mundi a little bit earlier, you know, which is a figure that we all know is going to reuse the Jedi body, so it's still a reused figure. It just has a couple new pieces.
Well, just like this
Jack.
latest wave. Yeah,
Right.
This
Jack,
latest
yeah.
wave I just got, like this Morak Din Djarin could have done without him. All of the Andor figures. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy opening them up, putting them on the shelf, but I could have done without him. Frankly, the Luke Skywalker
Like-
looks great. Love what they can do by changing him and putting him as an OT Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. But like, I would have rather
Like-
gotten that instead of this one.
I know that, you know, we all know that they have to make these figures.
Of course,
it's not
it's
a
Lucasfilm.
choice.
Yeah.
It's
It-
Lucasfilm.
It is not Hasbro. It is
No,
Lucasfilm. But I feel like Hasbro should be able to, you know, push back a little bit and be like, hey, you know, we kind of want to focus a little bit on other stuff. We'll still make the new media figures, just not as many.
Well, like they didn't do anything for Book of Boba Fett, and it was fine. Like the two things
Yeah,
they've
right,
done,
what?
the
Or
two things they've
Mandalorian,
done
yeah.
for Book of Boba Fett were from the Mandalorian.
And,
Yeah,
and I hate to say it, but we all know it.
Yeah.
You know, the Andor figures are going to flop.
100%.
Like, I'm sorry, they are going. to
Andor
flop.
was a great show, probably my favorite
Yes,
Star
it
Wars.
was. They're
just
Probably my
not
favorite Star
toyetic.
Wars content. But you're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
just
I'm
not
like I
toyetic.
have them here. They look good,
Right.
but like I'm not super excited about them.
Yeah, not hating
Yeah.
on the show, but they're
Yeah,
just
no.
humans in plain
Yeah.
clothes.
Yeah,
And you're gonna run into the issue where, you know, the gift buyers, they're gonna see these figures and they're gonna be like, it's a regular guy.
yeah.
Like, so you won't be getting those people that just randomly buy, you know, figures off the shelf around like holidays or birthdays or stuff. So I feel like the Andor figures are doomed. And then Hasbro's going to take that as a bad sign that the line isn't selling because they're all brand new sculpted figures.
Yeah, just
And
a
then,
little bad.
and then we're gonna be trapped in the cycle we were trapped in a few years ago, where they were like, "Oh well, no one wants these figures, so here comes Reuse City."
To be fair,
Repack City.
when I was back in the day, back way back in the day, when I was collecting the 3 3/4 scale figures because that's all they had. I remember when Episode 1 came out, and for Christmas I got a Senator Palpatine and a Chancellor Valorum, and I'm just like, I got 2 old dude figures for Christmas, you know, like
Sick.
yeah, like no, I didn't get an Obi-Wan, I
Well-
didn't get a Qui-Gon, I got a Chancellor Valorum.
I mean, there are definitely those figures, like the example, like the Imperial
Dignitary, yes, yeah.
You know, that's a figure that like people are willing to kill for to get a 3 3/4 inch version or even a 6-inch version, and that's just some old dude in a stupid costume.
Yep.
So I mean, I feel like it depends, but I think we can all at least right now
100%.
can totally call, you know, those Andor figures they're doomed for clearance.
And adding on to that is, we've all seen the numbers. Andor didn't do well on Disney Plus. Like, not that many people watched it in comparison to Obi-Wan, and I think that's what they were comparing to mostly, the Obi-Wan and Mandalorian and all that. So you know that people aren't watching it. They're not going to buy the figures, so the figures are just going to.
Well, and even the people like us who
Not
did
so.
watch it,
yeah, who watched it and loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are passionate Star Wars action
Yeah.
figure collectors.
We are the demographic.
Yeah.
And we're still
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, so
Well,
why,
you know,
why,
it's
are-
like
why are we making a Bix clean when we can make a a Shaq T, or
Well, just like
whoever.
not every
Right.
figure, not every movie I watch or thing that I love, do I want an action figure of?
Right.
Like what I'm trying to think of. We watched The Woman King on New Year's Eve, and that was a great movie. But like, I don't want toys from that. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. It can just be a
What-
good movie without wanting collectibles from it.
Yeah.
Perfect example. One of my favorite movies, Life Aquatic with Steve
There you
Zissou.
go. Perfect. Absolutely.
Why?
Yeah.
Why on earth would I ever want an action figure of anyone from that movie?
But
it
here's
would
the
make
thing:
no sense.
if NECA made like the Bill Murray from that, like, would you buy it?
100%, yes, absolutely, without question.
I mean,
Come on.
even looking at something like Star Wars Rebels, which happened, like, that was on Disney XD, they only have 7 figs. And it's like,
Right.
even
Rebels
things
is
like
vastly
that
underrated.
Agent
Disney
Callus.
did.
Agent Callus is number 7 on my wish list, by the way.
Oh, I
Bless
forgot. Forgot.
That's a
Season
good pick.
4 Ezra is still missing. Like, how?
Or
How is
any other
Season 4
season
Ezra still
canon,
missing?
or
Yep.
And
I
season
feel like.
4,
Go ahead.
season 4 was like, okay, it wasn't
The
recent,
best
but it
season.
was like Black Series was around
A
when
thing,
that
yeah.
was, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I think
That's
we're definitely gonna get more figures because Ahsoka's coming out this year. A show. It's gonna have Rebels characters in it, so we're going to get Rebels figures this year,
Yeah.
or at least Rebels characters, because
they're,
like
it's gonna be their Ahsoka.
they're going to be the
appearance,
Ahsoka
for
versions,
sure.
of course. We're going to get an Ahsoka Hera. We're going to get an Ahsoka Sabine Wren, because those characters still exist in that timeline. They're still there. We're going to get an Ahsoka version of Ezra, because he's going to be in the show. Like, we're going to get those. Mm-hmm. They cast him. It's not a spoiler alert,
I know,
Nate.
I know, I know.
And
I
then
just like being
Famously
dumb.
and publicly announced it.
No.
I gotta point out,
Wrong.
and I know this is like broken record, but the fact that we don't have any Revenge of the Sith mural
In the
Breach,
Galaxy line. Yeah.
Breach.
yeah,
This guy,
Breach.
this guy.
it
This is the year.
Well, even
Let's
then,
hope.
like, we don't have any Revenge of the Sith, but we also only have 2 or 3 from Attack of the Clones.
Commander
and
Cody, Obi, Annie.
Well, I'm in the Galaxy line. I'm talking about in the Galaxy line.
In the Galaxy line.
Yeah.
Well, even without the
Because
Galaxy
Commander
line,
Bly-
like, we
Comma-
barely have. Yeah, Bly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and the thing is, with most Attack of the Clones
Grievous.
figures, you could argue that they
They're
could
any-
be Clone Wars,
yeah, they're-
they could be Revenge of the Sith,
Or
they-
Phantom
they are-
Menace. Like,
They are not explicitly from Attack of the Clones.
well, just like the first R2D2 they made, he could go in any line.
Right.
He came with prequels accessories. He came with Return of the Jedi accessories. He came with Empire Strikes Back accessories. There we go.
Nate, I'd take you to
they could
court
put him
on Kit.
anywhere.
I would
Kit
take you to
Fisto?
court on Kit because his
Oh.
actual like face
Yeah, he doesn't.
changes.
He doesn't look anything like Episode 3 Kit Fisto.
because of that meme where it's
Oh,
like he's
yeah.
seen some shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
But
No,
I mean,
I'll give
like
you that.
the battle
I'll give you
droid
that.
that can
Yeah.
obviously be like a
But-
attack of
but
or Revenge of the Sith.
Plo Koon,
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
most of them are not
it's like-
explicitly.
Like Revenge of the Sith is commonly referred to as the best prequel too.
It
Like,
is the best prequel.
so many prequel fans, it's like Revenge of the Sith is their jam. And if they would just do a lot of figures from Revenge of the Sith, I would be happy. Like, even like clones, like we keep getting non-Revenge of the Sith. And I think at my conspiracy here, because the last one they did was Bly, and I think since they have the new clone body, they're literally not doing clones from Revenge of the Sith because
They're all from the animation.
right, like
Look,
it
yeah.
it's the animation proportions, the helmet style. So I feel like since they have that new body, they're like, well, we can't really do Revenge of the Sith clones now.
do you?
Because like,
do
why
you
aren't we
guys
getting
also,
the grunts for Bly? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys also think it might have to do something with like Eric being in charge of more of like the design stuff? Like, I really am curious about like how the picking and choosing process goes, because he seems like he's a huge animated fan. Everything that he's always said in like interviews and stuff
he
like
has
that.
said like since the clones are more in abundance in the Clone Wars, like that's the media
Yeah.
that features them the most.
Yeah.
That's why they pivoted to.
But it just seems so weird to to pivot, you know?
Yeah,
after so long.
I still feel like that everybody that we see, including Eric, I feel like his job is specifically just to design what he is told to by like a suit that we have no idea who it is.
But do the suits even know the difference between theatrical and the animated like stylization?
I would argue they would if it's like their job, because they're the ones talking to Lucasfilm.
Yeah, you know what their job is? Counting stacks, bro.
Yeah,
that's their job.
It's actually stacks on stacks.
Okay. It might not be Eric, but I think someone from the Black Series team,
100,
you know, they do pitch these ideas up.
It's Patrick.
The evil.
I still stand by.
Patrick definitely has no involvement.
Oh, he's just a marketing guy.
Said, what's a
literally?
Star Wars?
Eric has a lot more because he was pitching the Rancor for years.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I'm saying like maybe like either him or someone else got a little bit more power. They're a little bit more fans of the animated stuff, so they're kind of shifting where the line is going.
I still stand by. I truly wish Black Series, they never like came out and officially said like this is a rule, but it was pretty much an unspoken rule that the Black Series was like the definitive, realistic like live action, even if it was an animated character, and they did it with all the Rebels figures. They did like an artist's interpretation of what this character would look like if it was live action. Like Zeb, he doesn't have the bug eyes. And they even did it with clones. They did it with Rex, and they did it with Wolf, and they look amazing. Wolf is on the old body, but every animated clone should just get the live action look, and it should all just be uniform. I get wanting to do a new body for improved articulation, but you can do a new body and still make it the theatrical look. Because I would love to get like Commander Neo, Commander Bakara, the 41st Elite, like the camouflage scout from Revenge of the Sith, like Revenge of the
Clone
Sith
Marine
is a gold mine. Yes, Bakara.
I feel like if they just made the heads a little smaller without the head underneath it, that would and the black line, that would fix the issue for the most part. Because I feel like the body's for the most part fine.
I think just slightly bigger shoulder pads too.
Yeah, maybe that would help too. Bring us back to the 80s. Give us those nice big shoulder pads.
And honestly, I can care less about the neck down. I just want the helmet to look as close to theatrical as possible.
That's why I can't stop buying 501st Archive. It's not a great figure because the articulation is so bad.
It's so old.
But the proportions and just the aesthetic visual look is nearly perfect.
Yeah.
I love the live action look of the Phase 2 clones.
I've had I would say I can't stop buying them. I can't stop buying them, but I've given them most of them away in our giveaway, so I only have 2 on the shelf. I have one more in my little drawer here, like unopened, but I'll probably end up giving that away here in a couple weeks if we get a 50th Patreon member.
I just feel like they should have just stayed the course with the line since they already had a precedent.
Wolf. Like Wolf pretty much looks like a theatrical, like live action clone.
Exactly.
And it's like, I guarantee that's why we're not getting Revenge of the Sith clones, is because like, oh, they have the new, like, we can't really do that because we have, it's almost like reverse. Like, instead of putting a animated character through the live action filter, they would have to like put a live action character, even though it's CG in the movie. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, they're going to give it the animated stylization of clones that were in live action, and they're like, oh, we can't really do that. So I think we're cursed to never get the clones.
I wonder if that might have been a Lucasfilm directive that they had, Clone Wars was hot at the time, and they were just saying,
like, they own
let's make a new
Star Wars.
Yeah.
They own it all.
I just wonder if they're like, let's make it look a little more like the one that the season we're about to release, season 7
it's so bizarre because I feel like specifically back when the Rebels figures were coming out, there was kind of like backlash that they looked more in line with like a live action appearance.
People wanted the animated look. Yep.
People were genuinely
people said that
upset.
about Kanan, 100%.
I love
and
it.
if they did it the opposite way, people would be upset about that too. So.
Right. But it's like now it is almost like I'm going back to that where I'm like, no, I just kind of want the uniform appearance. Like, keep everything looking realistic and like theatrical, just because the precedent was already set. Why change it 10 years into the line.
Right, like why would you want animated looking figure, like specifically with the clones, because it's the only character that they've done that with, where they're like, we're gonna stick with the animated style.
Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate real quick here.
It's a different expression.
Well, kind of. So here's me from my 40-year-old semi late millennial or early millennial late Gen Z who grew up with the OT, and then the prequels came out when I was like 17, 18 years old, right? So I don't know who this is gonna break, but people didn't like the prequels. Like it was I'm not saying everyone didn't like the prequels, because obviously there were people like your age and
mainstream media.
We went through our prequel hating phase.
Yeah. So, but it wasn't until the Clone Wars came out that made me start to like the prequels. Like I didn't like the prequels really until the Clone Wars fleshed out the characters, made me like Anakin Skywalker, made me invested in that whole war. And it was the Clone Wars that did that for me. So giving me characters that resemble that more versus a movie I didn't initially love is more appealing to people like me.
That's a pretty great devil's advocate.
Fair point.
But I just think
That's a good
visual.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I do enjoy Clone Wars more than the prequel trilogy as well.
Yeah.
But I think visually,
That's because you're a normal human being who, yeah.
I think aesthetically, I like the black line. I like the 3D model.
No, I definitely think they all should have the black line. I think the uninclusion of that was a weird choice. I understand it because they didn't have it in the prequels show or in the Clone Wars show, and I didn't even notice it honestly in the Clone Wars show. I don't know what it was. I just never noticed, but I noticed it on the toys, and it looked weird. So
because I think like animation style, I think people put too much thought into it. I'm like, that's not like an in-universe change. Like they didn't. Yeah. Like during that time period, the clones weren't like, we're removing our black line. Like
during that time.
And then you watch Revenge of the Sith and they're like, oh, we're putting it back on.
So like it's like almost
there's some clone with a Sharpie like going over all the helmets.
It's almost like subconsciously in your mind, you are assuming those are the same clones as we see in the movies. So even in like Rebels, everyone's freaking out about like the pointy lightsabers. I'm like, that's just an art style. Like
it's an
in
art
the
style.
actual universe, it's a regular lightsaber just like anyone else's.
Well, and just like
it's still Darth Vader's lightsaber.
Vader's helmet.
Right.
You see Vader's helmet, it's like the Ralph McQuarrie.
Yeah, it looks like Ralph McQuarrie. Like that was the whole point.
It's still the same Darth Vader. Like in universe, it's the same.
Well, like the Star Destroyers with the weirdly long goose neck thing going on. Those are not a unique style of Star Destroyer. That's just how that show portrayed Star Destroyers. Like it's still just a Star Destroyer.
Darth Vader in the final episode of the Clone Wars, though, now that is amazing. A lot better than the Rebels. I mean, I like the Rebels look, the art style, but the Clone Wars Darth Vader, top tier.
I love that.
Top tier.
I love that.
I loved the realistic animated Darth Vader. It was so good.
I even like. I guess we did get a figure because it's pretty much like Red Eye Vader. We got Kenobi.
We got that. Yeah.
But anyways,
I would love a proper Kenobi Vader, though. I'll say that. Like, I agree with everyone on like they should stop doing Kenobi figures, but I would make an exception specifically
like battle damage
if they did a battle damaged Darth Vader. I just feel like there's so much more you can do with it than put it in a Obi-Wan Kenobi diorama. Like that's just a cool looking Vader to have on your shelf, you know. Like I really enjoy the battle damaged Captain Phasma. Like it's a way better figure than the regular Captain Phasma.
The photoreal eye.
Yeah, exactly. You get this much photoreal.
Well, boys, I think this has been a great episode of Black Series Cantina. True. We're 2.5 hours. Great. It's past midnight, and I got work in the morning. Yeah. So
this has been our best episode of the year, hands down.
Yeah,
it's also been our worst episode of the year. So.
You're
this guy,
glass half empty type person. Justin, real quick, 3 figures you want.
I really want Pre-Vizsla.
Cool.
I really want Super Battle Droid.
Yep.
and I really want my Dark Trooper from Battlefront.
Dark Trooper. Yeah, I'll say Palpatine from Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, yeah.
Ben Solo.
Yep.
From the end of Rise of Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go Crate Luke Skywalker because
The long
I really
rumor,
like that look.
the dead rumor. That's a dead
Yeah,
rumor.
dead
the dead
rumor,
one.
right.
It needs to come out. I really want that look. So yeah, thank you all for joining us this episode, kicking off the year. Couldn't have a better way. I wish Luke was able to join us, but he had to bail early. Join us on Patreon if you want to join the chat. Follow us on Twitter at TBS Cantina. Join our Facebook page, Black Series Cantina, of course. And then I don't have my notes in front of me, so I'm missing some plugs, I feel like. But follow me on Instagram at the Star Wars Black Series and on TikTok, same username. Mike, give us your plugs. You got any videos coming up?
Oh yeah, I just did my top 10 of the year. I'm gonna have top 10 wish list. I'm gonna review all these figures I just did. I got my groove back, so I'm doing that. I just posted a fun TikTok video, Mike Case 82. Just type in Mike Case on the internet. You'll probably find me. It's not a common name.
Mm-hmm. Nate, got anything to plug?
I got a TVC collection video coming out. It's actually probably already out by the time you're listening to this. So
Yeah, it
check
comes
out
out
that
on
TV.
Monday.
Yeah, check out that
this'll come out
TVC
Saturday,
collection.
so-
Oh,
Probably Saturday. Saturday or Sunday.
So it
Okay.
comes out Saturday. So
Okay.
watch
Okay.
our video from yesterday. Top
Yeah.
10 wish list.
There we go. Okay.
We're in that period at Out of the Basement, youtube.com, Out of the Basement, of course. We're in that period where we're doing a lot of our like heavy hitter, figure it out, like end of year / beginning of year videos. So like top 10 of 2022, what to look forward to in 2023, top 10 wish list for 2023, the Black Series Awards, of course. We got a lot of heavy hitting figure it out episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're into Happy Meal toys like me, and you want to see a decent sized collection of Happy Meal toys,
Yes.
there'll be a video on Monday.
Yeah, and if you listen to Black Series Cantina and you don't watch Out of the Basement on YouTube, you're doing yourself a disservice. Number one, me and Mike are on that live stream like all the time. They have a great.
We're interchangeable at this point. It's just you have to be
we
a
very much
follower of both organizations.
This is probably is this like the third or fourth time y'all have been on our third maybe?
Third
time?
Yeah, because the second time we were sharing a headphone. Because my niece
very
and
cute.
nephew
Yeah,
were over.
that was the first time. And then the second time, somebody's girlfriend overcooked some steak or something. And then the fire alarm,
That was
Justin's
Nate's.
power went out.
Yeah, my power.
Oh,
went out.
yeah.
And then now the third time, Justin got locked in a Darth Vader helmet. So there's always a disaster.
There's always entertainment. Someone needs to do a compilation of that. I can't wait to watch that.
I can't wait to go back and watch
It was
Justin
so
being
good.
So, like,
locked inside of the helmet.
almost, like maybe like 1%, but like I was starting to like almost have a slight like panic attack because I was like it was getting so hot in there because there's like there
It's-
in
you
the
can't really
diagram
breathe in it very
there's
well,
like
yeah.
this removable piece to breathe easier, but I haven't found it yet. So I was just like. It was like the freaking Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I had the trick or treat mask on.
I thought
Yeah.
you were just going to try to break it whenever you slouched back in the chair. You're just chilling there like, I can't.
Yeah, I was
mess
gonna
with-
break it.
I'm done. That was so good. But thank you all for joining the show.
thank you.
Anytime you want to come on, we'll have you.
Oh, no problem. We love
Yeah,
coming
thanks for
out.
having us.
Ga-gung, 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 ga-gung.
Pitch shifted to avoid copyright claims.
You got
17.
Disney don't get a dime.
Looks like you guys got yourselves a ship.
bye.
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 See you guys later, Louisville.
Lewis.